Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. There's the children crying for starvation. Just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother? To spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia? To spoon.
The Mighty Coalition for Democratic
Politicians
Change.
want to make their decision just to spoon.
And we will not compromise our party.
You want to know what's happening in the ministry to spoon.
It is our party. We're against the thing.
Yeah.
We like to say to you, Mr. Bwaka, you are not our president. Let us be clear to you, Mr. Bwaka. We want to say to you, Mr. Bwaka, you are not our leader. You are not our leader. The election was stolen by you, Mr. Bwaka. But you will confront, you'll be confronted by us. But one thing we will acknowledge you, Mr. Bwaka, that the university students will offer free tuition.
Any exhibition called upon us to say such a thing is happening in our community, you can rest assured of it. An immediate and effective response.
Manda!
We are now.
We are one party. We are one party. Everybody talking. Everybody speaking.
Don't be deceived. Nobody can tell you yet. Nobody, no soul yet. Everything that has been expressed is conspicuous bluff, being entertained by their followers. It is a way to entertain their followers. Because they know we have a country here, we struggle with the 1% in 10 years, and the group of politics that will do.
So we are first here. One. So one of the soup guy.
We the fucking
Oh, la vie.
Si vous losez bro, don't forget people. I'm gonna show you. You see me there? Yeah.
So one of them, but the guy from the Sudan Unification Party, the attack. Yeah, but he's a journalist. Guy's a journalist. Excuse me, he's a journalist. Forget about him. Go, please. The man are journalists. Go. Come here, take a picture. So what's your name, my brother? Okay. Deember B. From which group are you? Okay. All right. So you just heard.
The guys are betrayal. The guys took money from the loan. They took money from the
What you said? They took money from who?
I want to say to you, young people, partisans across the land, remain kind. They are trying to provoke you. What we will not accept anymore is to think that how can you have elections? People jump into the street and begin to threaten our democracy, and you think we will go and we will sit as spectators? No. If no one will do that, the youth league under our watch will protect the democracy of this country. I want to say to you the reason we call so that you cannot be surprised. And don't think because I serve as a mayor, we will be on the front burner. We will lead our people that we led them before. We will be there. Any day that will be announced here by anyone, we want to say to you, similar day will be announced by us. And whatsoever you are, we will also be there and we'll meet in flesh and blood. So as Liberians and to see us.
So we are. First here. One. So one of the soup guy.
We the fucking oh, la vie. Si on lose bro, judge
Charitable and treasure to us is the mighty coalition for democratic change. That's why we cannot compromise, and we will not compromise our party. We are here. It is our movement. It is our party. We engage the system. We like to say to you, Mr. Bwaka, you are not our president. Let us be clear to you, Mr. Bwaka. We want to say to you, Mr. Bwaka, you are not our leader. You are not our leader. The election was stolen by you, Mr. Bwaka. But you are confronted, you'll be confronted by us. But one thing we will acknowledge you, Mr. Bwaka, that the university students will offer free tuition. All public universities. They were very selective and they were very biased in their approach and their strategy. So they cannot be selective. Don't forget to make a movement come out. So many of them do. So we also confront them. So we have to get on the set. And get on the set. We have such a protest here today. We have free
Yeah, but he's a journalist. Guy's a journalist. Excuse me, he's a journalist. Forget about him. Go, please. The men are journalists. Go. Come here, take a picture. So what's your name, my brother? Okay. Deember B. From which group are you? Okay. All right. So you just heard.
That's a betrayal. The guy stole money from the law. They stole money from the law.
You gotta go up. What you said?
Okay, yesterday our way to the New Jersey estate. While we going, we saw the group coming from behind for me. Well, I don't know the Johnson coaching brother in person. So after we came, we should stop the car.
They were very selective and they were very biased in their approach and strategy. So they cannot be selective.
Don't forget to make a movement. Come on.
That's so many them do. So we also confront them. So we have to get on the set. And get on the set. We now have such a protest here today. We are free to
In this vision, called upon us to say such a thing is happening in our community, you can rest assured of it. An immediate and effective response. We are now. Don't be deceived. Nobody can tell you yet. Nobody, no soul yet. Everything that's been expressed is conspicuous bluff being entertained by mere followers. It is a way to entertain their followers. Because they know we have a country here, we struggle with the 1% in 10 years. And a group of people that will do like a chicken out. You don't know them.
They were very selective and they were very biased in their approach and strategy. So they cannot be selective.
Don't forget to make a movement. Come on.
That's so many them do. So we also confront them. So we have to get on the set. And get on the set. We now have such a protest here today. We are free
Yeah, but he's a journalist. Guy's a journalist. Excuse me, he's a journalist. Go, please. The man is a journalist. Go. Come here, take a picture. So what's your name, my brother? Okay. Deember Selene. From which group are you? Okay. All right. So you just heard.
That's a betrayal. The guy stole money from the law. They stole money from the law.
You gotta go up. What you said? They took money from who?
Go up. Protest.
I want to say to you, young people, partisans across the land, remain kind. They are trying to provoke you. What we will not accept anymore is to think that how can you have elections? People jump into the street and begin to chatter our democracy, and you think we will go and we will sit as spectators? No. If no one will do that, the youth league under our watch will protect the democracy of this country. I want to say to you the reason we call so that you cannot be surprised. And don't think because I serve as a mayor, we will be on the front burner. We will lead our people that we led them before. We will be there. Any day that will be announced here by anyone, we want to say to you, similar day will be announced by us. And whatsoever you are, we will also be there and we'll meet in flesh and blood. So as Liberians, and to see exactly whether you got the capacity to threaten our peace. Thank you very much.
Charitable and treasure to us is the mighty coalition for democratic change. That's why we cannot compromise, and we will not compromise our party. We are here. It is our movement. It is our party. We engage the system. We like to say to you, Mr. Bwaka, you are not our president. Let us be clear to you, Mr. Bwaka. We want to say to you, Mr. Bwaka, you are not our leader. You are not our leader. The election was stolen by you, Mr. Bwaka. But you are confronted, you'll be confronted by us. But one thing will acknowledge you, Mr. Bwaka, that the university students will offer free tuition. All public universities.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, riding the Southern band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon.
Okay, indeed, Tune to Spoon, of course. You want to get all of the updates. Tune to Spoon, this is where you get authentic information about all of the happenings in Liberia. We're here again. We want to say welcome to another fascinating edition, another promising edition of the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. My name is Nelson Collier. We are here again. Of course, as you know, this is where we talk about the trending national issues on this platform. We agree, we disagree, we come with diverse views, but we all have on our minds the interest of Liberia. We want a better Liberia, and the only thing is that we have different views as to how we want to achieve this better Liberia. So we want to say welcome to everyone, and it's great to be here again. Let me just go across to bring in our folks now. We're gonna have a great conversation tonight. We want you to please share the show as you come on. So we have so we get going tonight. All right. And so let me bring our co-moderator, Moba Zokia, in. Moba, thanks for joining us. It's good to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. How was the day today, brother?
Yeah, I had a busy day, but it was good. And I'm glad to be here again. Yeah.
Another day.
Yeah, another day has come to an end. Let me bring in Francis. Francis, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on.
Good morning, Nelson. Good evening, Moba. How you guys doing?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm good, brother. How yourself?
Pretty good, man. I thank God for another day.
Great.
Great.
Yeah.
You say one there's life, there's hope.
Exactly. So that hope for our Liberian people.
Of course.
Yeah. Josh, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on.
Thank you, Nelson, and thank you to Francis, and no thank you to Moba.
My man, I
So,
been there.
I
didn't want to take you up putting four my tail. I got to be concerned.
So y'all want start the show. Y'all want start the show.
yeah,
Violence.
Just keep on
We
swinging
get
already.
started in the chat when we
I
got
know.
in there. Yeah, my brother, but I can get fell with Joe. I told
Yeah.
you. I thought not get fell with Joe. Never.
But
Well, guys,
yeah,
let's
go
have a
ahead.
wonderful show. Let's have a wonderful show. There's so many things going up in my head, but I'll leave it to you guys to start the ball rolling.
Okay, so listen, since we just four here, we're gonna do what's on our minds quickly. Just the four of us here. Any other person coming here after will not do the what's on their mind.
Good, good.
Yeah. So we
I
just
always
started
never
with
come to
four
class
persons.
early.
Yeah,
I did
that's
last.
the privilege of coming. You the last? Why do you
Yeah.
want to be the last?
You got one
Okay.
to Joe said.
You want to hear what I would say?
You want to pick up pieces from what George would say?
Of
Imagine.
course. Because remember, you go online, there Jero guessing.
Imagine that. Okay, so George, let's start with you quickly. 1 minute, what's on your mind? Let's get George.
Look, gentlemen, what is on my mind this hour that is braining on my mind is the situation with the Secretary General of the CDC, Major Jefferson Tamakoji. He was designated by the Treasury of the United States. And that designation, I got serious questions. I know that in Liberia, whatever America says is like a gospel to us. Even if America asks you now to kill your mother, they will do it because they believe in America so much. But I don't.
So you say you have some
actually.
serious questions about that
Serious
whole
questions, serious questions.
the
And
mayor being
look,
designated?
yeah, and the good thing about it is that we are in a democracy, and nobody can tell me because I disagree with them, so they will sanction me. If you do that, you're wasting your time because your censor can do nothing to me because I will speak my mind, and I know that we all will always have different approaches to things. I know that if I disagree with you, you either disagree with me or you tell me why I should agree with you. But I got serious questions about that destination because I know there are so many people who have been even indicted by the ICC, International Criminal Court, and they went free. One is Laurent Gbagbo of Ivory Coast. He was arrested in 2000. He was president, and then he got arrested and taken to the ICC. He was exonerated, free. So that means people can be designated and can also be innocent at the same time. So we cannot, for any reason. And let me go to Kenya as well. Let me go to Kenya as well. Yeah, Kenya, the Kenyan president, Uhuru Kenyatta, he was president and he was indicted. He's free. So there's so many things that can go on with these things because people can give false information because they're just common hate for others. So let's go into it.
That's the first thing on your mind tonight.
Exactly.
The first thing running through, George, running through your mind tonight. Okay, but let's hear from Francis. Francis, what's on your mind quickly? Let's hear you.
All right, yeah, just to tell Larimpo one thing about what George just said. The key word in what he said were those guys in Ivory Coast and Kenya, they were exonerated. So they were found not guilty, my Liberian people. That's what he meant by that B word, exonerated. That and he was not fucking. So let's wait for Jeremy Koji to go. Then if they find not guilty, he can consider. Every man is innocent until proven guilty. So that gave him that leeway. So George is right, but let him go there first. The evidence they have against it, if it doesn't hold water, that's fine. But my own thing I have in my head, my Liberian people, let me tell you, especially a young boy that be behind all the Jefferson Koji, the man, I was there, Zigbe, and you're going around, you're acting crazy, beating each other and throwing rock at each other, hurting each other. Let me give you one example. What you're doing, you're hurting yourself. I just found out today that Jefferson Koji family in America here. When you're doing, I was there behind Zigbe, you're training there. You ain't got no good school to go to. The men training there, going to the best of schools in the world. Your children go to good school. But you remember Chester when the war in Liberia. You remember when those planes to be flying and taking pictures of the rebel there or all the Baba activity in Liberia. When the war ended, some people wanted to go to America. They were blacklisted because they were found to have been rebels and stuff. And some of them have slipped through the crack. When they found out, they were all deported for other countries around the world. That time, social media were not even powerful, were not even existing. But now with social media being powerful, everywhere you're running, doing Zigbe, you're beating each other, you're fighting each other. People recording these things going live. When you go on the internet, it's forever. So don't be surprised When you think 5 years later, they can knock on your door and say you are under arrest. They be like, but what thing I do, and I do nothing. Then they say 5 years ago, like Chinese movie where they say you came on my part now you're for revenge. That's how it will come for you. They'll say
2,000 years ago.
5 years ago, when you are chunking rock and that person your rock hit, that person became crippled.
No. But Francis, are you talking about a video like
So we are. They were very selective and they were very biased in their approach and their strategy. So they cannot be selective. Don't forget to make a movement come out. Yeah, but he's a journalist. Guy's a journalist. Excuse me, he's a journalist. Forget about him.
Exactly.
Are you talking about videos like this?
Exactly. You see all those faces in there? Nowadays, people don't have to say they say. They can say, I see you. I saw you. So that stuff you're doing, you're letting people there, the so-called leader there, when any of them ask you, say, go demonstrate, go throw rock, tell them, let me stand next to your daughter and your son to go throw the rock. But I tell you, not standing near you. So you're throwing your future away. Some of y'all will have children. Y'all will be in your old age. When they arrest you, your children will be up, will be up, pa, y'all will be locked up. Let me tell you, one of the investments I will do in Liberia there, if they decide to open bigger prison, I will invest in that prison system. So people that y'all are running around, y'all will make us rich because our return on investment, y'all will be locked up in there. You're not letting people that use y'all. When they ask you to go throw back, they ask you to go fight. Y'all don't do it because social media will publish it and y'all will not go free.
Thanks a lot, Francis. Thanks a lot, Francis. Let's hear you quickly more about what's on your mind.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Francis said it all, but let me just add to what Francis said, right? You see, half of those young guys, like the guy that left Costa and went and opened the CDC COP, his whole gang now they are being sanctioned. They put it they tested they got me ready to go.
Okay.
No, let me tell you now, my own listen, the session I'm talking about, right? They are all will be number one. Listen, they will not get visa to come to America no more. Their name and their pictures is already on the people website. I'm telling you. Yeah, go ahead. Ask a question.
I know some of those guys for real, right?
I just call one person name to you. I just call one person.
For example, the head of the CDC COP. He's a friend. I mean, I've been knowing Ben even as it stands, there's no documentation. There's no.
Ain't gotta be documentation. Listen to me. Listen. You hear what Francis said, right? Francis said, let me tell you, there's a guy in the country. I mean, he was in Liberia. He committed a crime. He don't crime, kill people. And when he came in the country, the people allowing him to. He was here. He lived up to 50 or 40 in Philadelphia. But then what happened when he went to apply for a citizenship? The form they gave him, he lied on the form, meaning that he never fought war. He never do that. End of the day, they caught him. So I think they deported him already or in prison. So that's how American people can catch you. Now, all the people you see committing no crimes, right? Going around, the crime, inciting people to go carry on violence and running behind their own brother and set up, beating them like what we saw with our brother Susuru. All those stuff have been documented, like my brother said. It's on video. You can go on the website, you watch it. So all those people, right? All those people, before you fill in your form to come to America, right? They got a form, you fill in all the violence, whatsoever. You can lie on it. The moment you lie, you go there, the people deny you right away, you lie on the oath. So those people that have been denied already for coming to America, they're not coming to America anytime soon. And I don't think they'll ever come because they already make themselves look bad to the international community. They're hunting our fellow human beings like animals. They're beating people. So all those things, and Jefferson Koji now, he left in the cookie jar. And for me, I'm excited because all the people stop.
We go to that discussion here.
I come in. Let me not conclude. You see my brother George, right? George, we agree, right? everybody need to go on a thorough investigation to see if they're innocent or not. But our brother Jawasi Koji, his own evidence is glaring. Everybody know the evidence is wild. People call from Liberia to the investigation. No, people get pictures. People get evidence. People is a witness. People are witness.
Oh
They're
man,
waiting to
wait.
testify. Hey, that kind of you say, oh, but wait. Let me submit because I won't go deep into the conversation until we can start a real topic. I submit.
Yeah,
Okay, thank
Nelson,
you.
just a quick
Thank
one
you. Thank
before
you
we go
very
ahead,
much.
because I don't have a lot of time here.
Y-
I just want to say something. Today, I was listening to the Spoon Talk, and people were saying Javazi Koji children are in America. They should deport them, and blah blah blah. I just want to remind them: Osama bin Laden's wife and children are in America. You know how many thousand people in the World Trade Center? They are there in America. There are so many reasons why Jefferson Koji children would not be tempered with for any reason whatsoever. So whoever want to believe whatever they want to believe, you can believe it. But I tell you, until proven guilty by a competent court of
Okay.
jurisdiction, I will
Listen,
never
George, when
Go
you go
ahead,
there,
go
listen to
ahead.
this.
we not get to that point yet, George. I want us to take this thing small,
Come here,
small.
come here.
Listen, folks, today the National Elections Commission had
Let me send you this.
certification. There was a certification program that was held today by NEC. And
Wait for me.
lawmakers, majority of those people who were elected, they got certificated today. And aside from the people who have issues, the only grounds on which some of those lawmakers were not certificated was based on issues that they have in a district. Like you talk about Emmanuel Dam and Solomon George in District 7. There was no certification today because there's a court, there's an ongoing hearing with that. And so there are few other lawmakers, a few other districts where the lawmakers were not certificated as well. You talk about oosh. Okay, so maybe I need to get the full listing here. But majority of those lawmakers were certificated today. And then this certification that got the attention of a lot of people, so many people was that of now in the hall when the names were mentioned, a lot of people were looking, you know, watching keenly to see as to whether those two lawmakers were going to be certificated today. So number one is former Minister Nathaniel McGill, and then the second person is former NPA boss Bill Torrey. Now, and one way or the other, these conversations are related. Okay, these conversations are related. So here is the photo of sorry, let me do this. Here's the photo of the two lawmakers today at the certification program. I'm gonna pull out another one when they got their certificates, you know, and stuff like that. But here's a photo of my word. Okay, so it's coming true. So the two lawmakers were certificated today. Oh my word. Okay, this thing will come true. And then the whole hall went wild. Now, a lot of people from the very start of this process thought that the two individuals should not have participated in the first place. Minister McGill and the former NPA boss, Bill Torrey. A lot of people said that, look, these people should not participate based on the fact that they have been sanctioned by the U.S. government. And we read out the entire document from the U.S. Department of the Treasury on why they were sanctioned. And even in the midst of the election, a lot of you here saw that the U.S. ambassador at the time, Michael McCarthy, was very strong. He kept sending some strong words to the different participants about the democracy and everything. At the end of the day, the individuals registered, and today finally certificated. Now, what's your take on this, guys? Let's start off from there. Let's start off from this whole certification thing. It's somehow related to where we are because we have a situation today where we're talking about sanction for our mayor and all of that. And then this is another case where those two individuals were sanctioned, but they went ahead, participated in an election, and today they were finally certificated. Does that bring to bear the entire Rickman Road, this discussion about whether or not the individuals will take their seat? Does that bring to an end this whole thing about the possibility of they being recalled or removed or not taking their seats and all of that? Let's start with you, Josh.
Oh, look, I think evidently what happened today in Liberia, where the representatives, especially those who were designated by the U.S. Treasury to receive their um, certification, if I listen quite well, is
Yeah.
that because there's no case against them, right? Because the only reason why an elected official will not be certificated in the electoral process is when there is an active investigation or case brought against them. But as we speak, there's no case against these people. The people are free Liberian citizens until someone can come up with something that is great enough
But
to
Josh, the two
Mhm.
individuals were sanctioned under the Global Magnitsky Act. You know that.
Yeah,
In the case
yeah,
of Mr. Miguel, now the
hmm
senator, Senator
yeah.
Miguel, now he's being certificated. They said he diverted, he was involved with procurement processes.
And Nelson, quickly, because I don't have a lot of time. Yes, what?
NPA boss, for example, they said he diverted over 1 million United States dollars that was intended for the NPA to his private account and all of that.
Yeah.
You know most of these stories. And what does it say? Today they were
So,
certificated.
So Nelson, that's my problem, and that's why I have problem with this whole Magnitsky Act or the treasury destination. That's why, because in common sense or in the rule of law, they say innocent until proven guilty by a competent court of jurisdiction, right?
Yeah.
But in the case of Magnitsky, they punish you before they can go judge you. For me, that's not justice. It does not hold water in any jurisprudence that we know about, and it should not have any place on our local laws. Once somebody is not guilty by our legal system, that person is a free citizen. They can do whatever they want to do. They can even run for president until our courts render them convicts or whatever or convicted. That's the only way those people, their rights on our law will be curtailed. But until that happens, they are free people. They can do anything in our country, and that's what this whole thing
Does this
means.
bring to bear? Does this bring to bear? Talking about the certification today, does it bring to bear this whole thing about whether or not they're going to take their seeds and all of those different aspects?
It does, and that's the end of it. Because look, they are already been certificated, right?
Have they escaped the Bernie Samukai,
They
situation?
have escaped it. Yes, they have escaped it. They have escaped it. They have already been how they call it, certificated. They are past the stage. The next thing they're going to go is to go and sit down in the House of Representatives or Senator or Senate. There's nothing that can hold them back. Our laws are clear. Those people won their elections and they have been certificated. And the next thing to do is the day comes for them to go and sit down and take care of their business, But I see people are saying these people will be recalled. Who can recall them? No one. The only thing you can do now, maybe to say you go to court. If you go to court, the man is a lawmaker now. He will send a representative to go or his lawyer to go and plead his case. And the how simple it is. So people, still running around. For me, I always want when someone does something wrong, that person should be proven guilty by a competent court of jurisdiction. But Magnitsky, they just accuse you. Like now, I accuse Nelson, and then they sanction Nelson. Nelson sits at home and does nothing. His life goes behind. And then after 5 years, they judge him and said, actually, Judge lied on Nelson. And then what becomes of my life or becomes Nelson's life? It's ridiculous. But look, that's the situation we find ourselves in because America now has become the police of the entire world. Even though they went and killed innocent people in Iraq, in Afghanistan, and in Libya, all these things, they are the worst criminals in the world. But every time they want to be a police of the world, and that's ridiculous. And look, that's why I have special
Josh, calm down.
the way they do things.
Anger here? Josh, calm down, Josh, calm down. We know we're gonna get to the Mayor Jefferson Koji discussion, but calm down. I understand. Now this is Minister Nathaniel Miguel, now the senator. You see him there with a certificate. he received his certificate today, stamped by the National Elections Commission, signed, sealed. And then you also have here the former MP of course, Bill Torrey right there. So what's your take on this, Francis? Let's hear from you.
Yeah, you know, this is one of the show again that people will say, oh, friends, people get mad in the comment section when friends say I agree with George. I agree with George. But I blame the Liberian government. I blame, anyway, why would I even blame George? Those are his cronies.
No, I come here. Remo, why are you doing this to us? Remo appear into back. Anyway, go ahead.
But the thing is, when something of this magnitude comes about, right? George is 100% correct. Every man under the Liberian law is innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter Manisky or whatever ski or accuse somebody or something. It's our government, especially a government official, our Justice Department, supposed to take that very seriously and expedite that case. Because these are people that represent our country to the international community. So if an allegation of that magnitude come against them, it's supposed to be investigated, and those guys should be exonerated if they are found not guilty, or charged and sentenced if they are found guilty. But we can't blame them because the government itself, headed by George Manning, who's leaving now, they were all crooks and criminals. So they didn't he chose not to investigate these people. So you cannot ban them from running in an election. They are free Liberian citizens. So they have the right to participate in any election. So that's the problem. The government dropped the ball first because it's incompetent. The current government is incompetent. So they didn't do anything about it. So Jefferson Koji and Traore, they are free Liberian citizens who have the right to run for election.
Nathaniel Michael, but are we seeing here that those two lawmakers who have been certificated now by the National Elections Commission, are we seeing here that they've successfully, is it that they've now successfully escaped whatever consequence or whatever the consequences are, given that they were sanctioned? Have they succeeded in escaping that?
Absolutely not. That's the next phase I was coming to, because I said this government is the current government is so incompetent, so lawless, so they did not take it seriously. But now the incoming government can take on that case. And another thing, according to the Constitution, the citizen of Magibi can recall Nathaniel Magee by just getting 10,000 signatures.
That whole recall thing, is it workable in Liberia? Because those people knew. Let me welcome Miss Cora, welcome BB. I'll take the females up, and welcome Raymond. Those people knew. For instance, those people knew that Mr. McGill, for example, was sanctioned. Yes. Those people read the document from the Treasury, right?
Yes.
Citing reasons why they were sanctioned, and the people still voted those two individuals. Now you're talking about how do you call it? 10,000 signatures to record them. Is it even possible?
But remember, that's not the only way. That's just one way. But the citizen of Magibi can write it and put up 10,000 gather 10,000 signatures, and they can recall Nathaniel Magee. Or the current government can take on the case, and the Justice Department can actually investigate the case. And yes, like George said, their lawyers they'll be represented by their lawyers. And if they win the case, they remain in their seat. If they lose the case, they get kicked out. There's no other way around it. But they have to let the law play out. Liberians need to stop playing with our Justice Department, our justice system. That's why it is a joke under this current government. But hopefully Joseph Parker will come in and make a change and create law and order in that country. So stuff like this stop happening, because it's not fair to Nathaniel Magee and Traore either. What George we are doing
it's not fair to Minister, let's say the Senator McGill.
Yes, it's not fair to them that their name has this cloud on top of them about this Magnitsky Act, because they should have been investigated and either exonerated or found guilty. But now they went through this process, the Labrador voted them, and now we are still talking about it. So hopefully Baka can put an end to it by having the Justice Department investigate them, prove them
Thank you.
guilty or prove them innocent. That's
Thank
it.
you. Thanks a lot, Francis. We will take Raymond, then we take one female. After Raymond, we take BB, and then Miss Kuro coming. But Raymond, do you with the way this thing is playing out, Raymond, do you really think? Do you see here that the government was in? Do you see any fairness being displayed here, in favor of Bernie Samukai, given that Bernie Samukai went to an election in Lofa County. He won. He won his election in Lofa County, just as Bill Torrey and Nathaniel McGill did. But in the case of Bernie Samukai, he did not get his position on grounds that AFL funds, which he said he did upon the instruction of his boss. Even this government paid portion of that money. Nathaniel McGill, Bill Torrey, today they got certificated. Where do you stand on this, Raymond?
So the first thing we all need to consider is that this government, the George Weah-led government, is the first in the history of our nation for so many government officials to be sanctioned by the United States, our longest standing bilateral partner. The United States is the one reason why we have peace today. They were the highest donor to the United Nations that George worked for and benefited from. The United States is...
No, Josh, don't go. Josh, don't leave the screen. Josh, come back. Josh, please come back on the show. Yeah, Raymond, go ahead. Make your point.
The United States is the one only country that in our most recent past that have given us direct investment into our country to strengthen government's own function and support to the people up to $2 billion.
Yeah.
These are our serious partners that when they speak, and we know that America's standing in the Committee of Nations. America don't come up with unfounded indictments. So for someone to come on such a wide platform and try to denigrate that which America is doing, that's just gross cluelessness. It's not how much you speak loud, but it's the substance of what you speak. If you don't know something, keep quiet. But when you speak to issues, come with fights. Come with deep understanding of what you're saying. Because your words got no magnitude if they don't carry truth or they don't carry understanding.
Okay, so let's.
So the point I want to mention here is that what's happening shows the lack of governance, where people can come in and do as they will, with no sense of obligation to the people, because government officials are not law unto themselves. There are rules that govern every nation.
Okay.
And every nation has rules too that govern that nation, the Committee of Nations. So Liberia can do as she will. Liberia is a part of a global village. And that global village has organizations that govern them and guidelines. Today, Jefferson Koji was sanctioned. One of the causes was human rights abuse. So Liberia can determine what Jefferson Koji does or not.
Okay, we'll move to the Jefferson Koji discussion, but I want us to come back.
I just want to come up. I want to give a broad picture. I want to say this is a breakdown of governance. So what we're seeing today with people who've been indicted by serious government, they are world global leader, and our Liberian government cannot even investigate them, cannot bring them to book. The culture of impunity just demonstrates that we do not have a serious government for the past 6 years.
Okay, thank you. Let's move to BB. BB, you follow this. What's your stance on it? Despite being enlisted for sanction, the two officials were certificated today. There was no investigation conducted to clear their names, to say whether or not what is contained in the reason or what is contained in that document is they are doing or not. In the case of Mr. McGill, they said he tampered with procurement processes. He tampered with all of those things along the way, even how people get jobs. I mean, he interfered with it. He took money from people to give them jobs in government. Those are things that are contained in that document. In the case of Bill Torrey, they said, look, this man diverted over 1.5 million United States dollars that was intended for the NPA to his private account. He opened a bogus company. BB, today they are certificated by the National Elections Commission. What does it say about our democracy?
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Hey, everyone. I think really it says a lot about democracy, but really it says a lot about who we are as people and where we're headed or where we want to go. Because we cannot keep making the same mistakes and then one different reaction or success factor with that if we're continuing to make the same negative mistakes. I think for those folks, like, sanctions are really intended to really be able to they're intended for a change of behavior, right? Because when you're sanctioned and they list all of these things, because those things are ethically they're not correct, they're wrong. So the person who is issuing the sanction would list all of those things. And I think from a leadership perspective, for example, Maggie and all those people that are being sanctioned and still running for public offices, or they should be ashamed of themselves. First of all, because as a leader, your role as a leader is to be able to lead, right? To be able to take people somewhere. How can you do that effectively if you as a leader didn't really get the opportunity to sit down and explain or look back and say, oh, why am I being sanctioned? Or these things I'm being sanctioned for, how can I correct these things? No explanation whatsoever. But we, the Liberian people, still look at all of those flaws. We didn't even ask questions. They're not even concerning to us. But yet we still advocate for those people, the same very people, to be in power. I think it says that Liberians, we're not ready for a change. We like to think we are, but we are not ready for a change. It's like we use our democracy, our rights to go and put negative behavior in the system, and then we're asking the system to still be perfect. You know what I mean? It's like we're working backwards.
Okay. So you're coming from the aspect where the very people voted those individuals.
Yeah.
The very ordinary Liberians.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, comparing the two individuals or the two cases, the Brendan Samukai case and that of this case with the sanction of the two individuals, do you see here that do you see any level of fairness playing in the favor of maybe Brendan Samukai? He was denied. He didn't take his seat based on some issues. I mean, and now we are saying that Bill Torrey and Antenna Magia are taking their seats today. What's your take on that issue?
Well, just go back to our politics. People, we've seen Liberia in the last 6 years use politics for personal gains, right? So they're playing politics in that situation because Bernie Samakai is the opposition to them. They're not in the same corridor. So it makes sense for them to be able to advocate for that, to be able to, to not allow him to lead in that aspect because it is not in their favor, right? So, but not even looking at it from a country perspective. I mean, it's a good thing they did that, but at the same time, if you look at the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, the reasoning is just really based on personal interest at the time. I would like to say, so it wasn't fair. But like we all know the famous story. Some people here will know the famous story, right? We know there's a governor, and most of you guys watch CNN. The governor in New York, Governor Cuomo, right? He had allegations of sexual harassment, right? He didn't even go to court, and the people say, "Oh, yeah, it's true," right? He resigned for that. We see in America here, or even in Europe, when these big allegations come out, leaders in those positions, they resign because it is a conflict of interest. You're a leader, you're a man of honor, a woman of honor, supposed to be leading ethically with right morals, and you have these, negative things rolling down your neck because people have evidence on it, normally a really good leader would take a step back to retrospect to see, hey, how can I fix it? Or even if there's no truth to it, right? You want to take a step back to be able to talk to your people, or to be able to bring understanding to that allegation. But in Liberia, it don't happen there. I
Thank
seen
you.
even Liberian people, they'll be like, oh, what are we talking about? Like, they don't even sit down to think about or even analyze the situation to be able to understand the why this person is being sanctioned and things like that.
Okay. Thanks a lot, BB. Thank you. Let's hear from you, Miss Cora. Let's hear your take on this.
Thank you very much. Firstly, I would like us to know that since the war, and the children that were born in the war, they are the awareness and sensitization on the issue of the law is not there. Every time you hear them speaking, they speak when they have interest in a particular person. We need to do a lot of work in Liberia to get people to understand the law. We need to understand the importance of ourselves, of our integrity, and all of that. When it comes to Bernie Samuka, he was investigated. If I stand to be corrected, he was
Yeah.
investigated
Yeah.
and
You
found
went to court.
guilty. He
Yeah.
went to court and found guilty. Because he was found guilty, the law spoke and denied him the right of getting his certificate.
Yeah.
Unlike Nathaniel McGay and Bill Travis, the government, because of their interest in Bill Travis and that of Nathaniel McGay, did not bring them to the law. They did not bring them to investigate them, even though the facts are there. But you don't expect me, even if you know my neck, you know about me, you know I'm wrong. I will not come to the general public after spending a lot of money using the first voters to get me elected. And then I will come and say, yes, all of the allegation, I am wrong, I stole, I found guilty, I'm sanctioned. I won't do that. You know, the people they have,
Okay, so are you saying here, Miss
I'm
Cora, are you
saying
saying here that it's not upon them, it's rather upon
the government.
government?
The government should have brought those people to justice. They do not have the interest of the Liberian people, but the interest is in their travel and that of Nathaniel McGay, because they want to use them in their house to go against the incoming government. There are a lot of reasons why they allow them to become certificated. The election commission should have questioned them, or I don't know why they did what they did, but I think that there are so much interest, and there are some that things that are beyond our understanding right now. But for me, they shouldn't have certificated them. But the law got to do it. The election commissioner got to do it, because there was nothing brought to the table to tell them that these people are guilty of a criminal offense. So they did a job. So by right, if I'm going to blame anybody, I'm going to blame the Liberian government. And the Liberian government did not work.
So now, BB, I think BB or someone talked about the need for those people to resign. Some of those people should have resigned. Now, let's take into consideration this aspect where when the issue was brought on the officials, they were suspended, and subsequently all three persons wrote one resignation letter. They resigned. Resigned from government and later decided to contest to re-enter the system.
Yeah. Yes.
Is there any reason for us to applaud them on the fact that at a point they decided to resign?
They resigned because they had a preconceived mind that they were going to get back into government. So the government asked them to resign, and they know the people, a lot of the children are going to vote for them. They are not knowledgeable to a lot of things. So they use the uneducated children to get them voted into office. They knew what they were doing. It's a preconceived mind that they will get into office and protect themselves. Because if they become ordinary citizens out there, they will become vulnerable. So they don't mind what happened. Liberian, like now, we need to do a lot of things. We need to do a lot of training. We need to do a lot of community awareness and sensitization on the importance of people, reputation of people of the law, and all of that. These people, if they were investigated and found guilty, The first thing they should have done to them, they shouldn't have allowed them to participate in the election. They shouldn't have done that. They're supposed to put sanction on them. Look, Liberia needs serious-minded people. We need to protect our democracy. We need to protect our government. We need to protect a lot of things. But they didn't do it because the government felt that they were going to go for another 12 years. So they allowed these people to get into government by being elected into office. So I don't blame the election commissioner by being the Liberian government that allowed them to participate in the election.
And Simeon in the comment section said, no, blame the electors. Blame the electors. The electors are to blame. But thanks a lot, Miss Kura. let's
But you
hear
also
from
blame the electorate 100% because they are not educated to how these things work.
no, but
So
No.
is there any
50-50.
reason why you should not blame the electors here? I mean,
Yeah, think about it,
Yes,
Nelson.
let me
Our
get
politics,
that. Do you know that there are a lot of Jenkins that did not play during the electoral process? Do you know that there are a lot of first-time voters that do not know a lot of things about the form of government in Liberia? There are a lot of things that play out there.
Nelson,
So
a
they
lot
need
of these people,
education.
a lot
Yeah.
of these people don't know that if you have a government with felons that are being convicted felons working in your government, the international community will not do business with you, and you will not have foreign investors
no,
come to
no,
your
come
country. A
on.
lot of them don't know about
This
that.
thing was on the radio. People discuss this thing on the radio, on the social media, and everywhere. I mean,
Nelson, this election was
anyway,
a sham too.
but let's hear from Moba, and then we'll take Maggie.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Sis Cora said it all, but I will just add to her point. First of all, the government, the past government, I will just use the word past because it's already done. They should have investigated the identical matter before the people, even election commission, like probably should have said, okay, you know what? Since I have any type of crime on your head, let the investigation go on. If if you exonerate yourself, we can accept that registration. You understand? But it never did. And again, I don't know why Eddie Johnson Sally removed civics from in our education.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I'm coming from a whole different direction. My sister that emphasize on the education aspect because civics will explain the function and other stuff about your government. But today, we don't have civics in our schools. You understand? So I would just disagree with my sister on one point because she said half of the people that voted for Mangere, they are uneducated. I would disagree with you. They get a lot of people who are like well seasoned and educated still voted for him. But all the identical issues, we blame our government.
But then you're saying two things, Moba. If you say that those people, in fact, there's a need for reintroduction. Yeah. If you say that there's a need for the reintroduction of civics in school, and because those people, majority of them voted because they didn't know the function of government, all of that. But then you come back to say that there were well-educated, seasoned people who still voted for those individuals.
I'm coming. Yeah. Okay, let me make that clarity, right? There are two different set of people we get, in Liberia. First of all, like let's say about the man giving side, the web. Let's go River Self, where Bill won the election. Look at the amount of people that there. Look at the go there and make your own statistic and see how many people there uneducated or educated. But then on the end of the day, right? End of the day, I will agree with her on that point. But basically, if you teaching all the people about the rules, about civics, how government work, all the one, I think they will get a little understanding, in which they should go or not. But so I think the whole problem derives from our government. Because look at Samuka case. It was so fast. Samuka case was so fast because he was opposition. And today they deny him of the seat. But look at Mangay. And it is true because our brother George came here and said they are wish one thing, they are doing that. But the people have evidence, sufficient evidence that can indict the people. But the reason the government never went through this because they knew that the people are coming to find guilty, and they are coming to find guilty. Election commissioner coming get the people no certificate. So based on that reason, they just decline everything and they forget about the whole thing and they act like nothing happened. So that end of the day, They know our people will still vote the people in power, and they're like, okay, you know what? Let's leave it as it is. Let us register and go and run for senator or representative. And that's what happened. Today they are seated. So my question now, let me conclude by saying that my question now to Elaborate or whosoever, if the incoming government, JMB government, if they investigate those people and the people found guilty, is there any reason or any articles that we can rely on to recall the people and for them to be investigated? That's
I
the
will tell
question.
you.
I want to
I will
know.
tell you.
Yeah,
I will
because
tell you no.
You're sparking a whole conversation here, Mobile.
no, but that's why we stay on the
Conversation
same
that we
topic
may not have.
because if the government come into power, right? If the government come into power, they get a right to investigate the case. The case is open. It's, the former ambassador McCarthy, the man said they get problem with giving evidence. They get evidence. If anybody requests for evidence, they will give evidence. Do your investigation. And when the people found guilty, how? They will be penalized. That's my question to elaborate people. That's my question to the Justice
So how
Department
do you
in our
think?
country.
No, let's send your question back to you. How do you think they will be penalized?
How? Let the government recall them. If it's in the constitution or because anything we do under the government want to base our argument on the constitution. That's it.
Okay.
We want to base our argument and our rules and law on the constitution. Let it be. We won't do man law. No, we don't want to do that because we saw in the past government people that do things and it goes free.
You want a country of law. Thank you, Morgan.
Yes.
Thank you. Let me welcome Vacabinet Toure, the man from Batala. Welcome to the show, Vacabinet. It's good to have you on. It's been a while since we last saw you. But let's hear from you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much.
The mega Muroba now.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, but go ahead.
Hi guys, Liberia, how they work. First of all, I listened. I agree with Mescora and BB took some of my point because I was going to relate it to the U.S. The moment you have like allegation against you and you're running for office, or you already in a elected position, we see people stepping down, resigning. I just heard you said all three of them signed one resignation letter. That's a joke, complete joke.
But they were officials of government.
If you are an official of government,
one resignation
was it sanction or group sanction? Was it sanction or group sanction or individual sanction? The U.S. government sanctioned it individually because our government, the real government was not serious to even accept a group or play ball because the resignation was play like a toy. These people resign from by force resign from the government and at the same time running for public office. I was saying to somebody that today with Jefferson Kochi, I said, guess what? If there's an election to be held tomorrow, he's gonna run. Because
I don't want you to jump our conversation.
No, I'm not jumping. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. This is already starting. We should have stopped. I mean, the government should have, when the U.S. ambassador, outgoing U.S. ambassador, told them I have the evidence, requested. All they should have done was to request a document. Look in the document and see if anything that will lead to persecution. They failed the Liberian people and they used money to get elected into office, going right back to do the same thing.
Thank you.
No, you can't say thank you. Please try that. Going right back to do the same thing. We cannot have these people in our government. The last time I said I blame the election commission, I know my brother Princess said no, we shouldn't do it. The entire Biden from the government, the election commission too supposed to ask you. Maybe it's not in the constitution, but they feel the Liberian people, bringing the same people back that the U.S. government is telling us these people are not right for your country.
Wow.
They are
Thank you.
they are engaged themselves into to act talk your own money, and we're telling you, it's like somebody come into your house and they stole from you, and the police say, "Oh, I know who stole from you," and you decide not to press charges, and that
That's a very
person
good point.
that
That's a
person
very good
can
point,
run
Mike.
back and still live in your house.
No,
Now they be
Maggie,
certificated.
that's a
It's a
very good
joke.
point. That's a very good point right there. And I think to some extent the government should have taken on the responsibility
They should have
investigate
asked.
those
The
individuals. But I
document
see your hand
there.
up,
I don't
Princess.
think.
Princess, I see your hand up. You want
Yeah,
to make
hold on 1 minute,
Yeah.
Princess. 1
But,
minute.
but Maggie, you can't
1
keep
minute.
going, going. Like, we
No,
can't allow
Maggie,
people.
you can't
But I
keep
got 1
going,
minute
man.
to tell
We
people
have
what
Maggie
to.
want
Maggie said.
Maggie want
We
hot
have
the
We
to.
show.
are fighting against a
I'm not
lawless.
hijacking. Y'all talk
I'm
for more
sorry.
than 10 minutes here.
No,
We
no,
are
but Maggie, you
fighting
tried to
against. Hold
hijack
on,
the
guys.
show,
We are
and
fighting.
we're not giving you the chance to hijack the show right now,
Right.
Maggie.
We are
Yeah,
fighting against a lawless government. So
That's
Maggie, you
exactly
can't say,
that is
hold,
something
hold
I'm
on,
talking.
Maggie, let me go. You cannot say, oh, we have to blame NEC too. The National Election Commission runs election based on the rules and regulations of the country or the constitution.
exactly.
So if
So I don't
somebody
blame
is
them.
not found guilty, the National Election Commission cannot go and manufacture a crime or prevent them
Exactly.
from running.
So this is
That's
my
I
not
question.
fair.
agree.
So,
I totally agree.
but why you
So
bringing it out there?
let's go to
No,
them.
We,
Let's
the
go
we,
reason
we
to
shouldn't mislead
cabinet
our
parade.
I,
people to think that something that is not possible can be possible. We
Yeah,
shouldn't do that
you're
here.
right. You're right, Francis. Let's
no,
hear from.
I totally agree. It's just the whole thing with the
Yeah,
government
Maggie,
and everything is the same thing. It's just the
thank
whole
you,
thing. They should have simple thing. Request the document. Ask the U.S. Embassy, can you
thank you,
provide
Maggie.
the evidence
Thank you,
that you
Maggie.
have against these people?
Thank you,
If
Maggie.
they knew that it's the evidence that they had or the sanction, they shouldn't allow them to resign. Somebody, I can go to my job right
Thank
now
you,
and
Maggie.
tell my
I
boss
think that's
that
a
I
great
want to
point. That's
resign.
that's a great point right there, Maggie. Thank you. Let's hold you there. Let's hold you there. Let's hear from Toure. Toure, what's your take on this?
Well, look, man. Hey, Maggie, you know what? Maggie said, "Oh, if the men can have a self-regulator, yeah, how about a female?" Then Maggie just want to take the role as Jerry from the female. Myself, go ahead, man. Go ahead. But look, though, let me say this, right?
No, Ture, that wasn't a compliment, man. You got to take it back. That wasn't a compliment.
No, but look,
I mean,
I
just a
love
joke.
Maggie.
Yeah, hey, got that
Maggie
policy
knows very
video.
much
Hey,
how
Raymond.
much I love her. But look, let me tell you this. Look, there's a serious matter, guys. But it's just like JMB can do nothing about this.
No.
Nothing can do about it. And I know people try to compare this to Bernie Kamika case. Bernie, if I'm not mistaken, Bernie Kamika ran on special election, right, Nelson?
Yeah.
By election.
By election. So the CDC government already in power. They're already in power, so they're in a position to do anything. But this one, these guys, they are coming in at the same time as JMB. So there's nothing he can really do about it, unfortunately.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, there's nothing you can do about it.
I think they request the evidence too.
But then again, it has to be, I think this has to be something that have to happen in the upper house and the lower house. But you guys know how these guys are. They can actually vote to sanction one of their own. They can do that. So can JMB do something like that? Work with these guys to get these guys out? Absolutely, he can't. Maybe that's the only maneuvering
It's the county that is responsible to bring. I think I don't know how many thousand signatures to record them.
It's not in the constitution.
It's
So
not in the house.
Okay, so now you see. So now we're talking
the
about
Justice Department said can request the evidence and prosecute and go through the case.
Maggie, go back.
Let's do this.
I'm just looking at something.
Toure has the flow.
I'm just looking at something that just played right before our eyes here. You guys know the representative from New York called George Santos?
Yep.
That's the same thing. I mean, it might not be at the same magnitude, but it's the same thing. This guy, he can lie, he steal from blind people, crippled people in the player. So the people say this guy cannot be one of us. And they just voted him recently. His own college, they did that. All right. So look, there are so many things that people can do that other things. Look, it's unfortunate, but I knew that Nathaniel McGee, that guy was not caught for anything when that guy came in Pennsylvania here. Instead, that if he returned back to Labrador, he will make President George Manuel we have to put Eula on Labrador budget. That day I realized, no, they got.
What was the premise? You said what was the premise?
Eula. Like organization, yeah, Eula.
So why? You just
Because
I think you reminding us. I mean, that's
a new conversation.
actually, you
Yeah.
might be on the librarian government.
Remember that? I mean, look, I was in a hall.
Independent organization, they want to make a division. Something.
This guy said, mind you, Eula is a non-profit in America here. Funded primarily Ellen Johnson on our working Eula. Facilitating fund and gather Liberians under one umbrella in the United States and send support to Liberia. So how can you put that organization on Liberia budget? That's what I was doing. They got us on a buffoon, man.
Thank you. But look, he's our lawmaker, man. Don't refer to him.
My man, all lawmakers are not made equal.
But I mean, you have to work on something in your background.
I don't make a point. That's all.
What are you getting?
Feedback. Like, do you have your TV on?
I don't think it's for me. I don't have any TV.
I think you're okay now. But
yeah.
Nancy, can I make a 10-second point? Now,
Yeah,
like,
quickly, then
No,
we have-
Marla, you gotta wait for me. I've been sitting here for a long time.
they got no, actually, right to what you said, like, but I think the only way it can be established, except because you're saying that JMB government can do nothing. I would disagree with you on that based on they can carry on investigation on. And based on the investigation result, maybe the host can, concur or whatsoever they can do to maybe recall their colleagues. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I want to say.
Thank you. I mean, let's hear you.
Okay, so how you doing, guys? I think this thing we talked about this before, right? And
Gender sensitive issue. There are ladies here too, Amy.
I said, how you guys doing?
There are ladies here too.
Guys can be referred to ladies and girls as you all are guys.
So guys is masculine except
my
you don't want to be
Maybe you're the worst person to be saying that. You're the worst person to be saying that.
you would make that point in the bag, Merman. You'll give me that education in the bag. Yeah, so like I was saying, we always talk about this, right? And people blaming just the government. And then blaming on people not being educated. And I'm just so sick and tired sometimes of using that as an excuse, right? The people in the village, even the people in the village, know that when someone steals from you, you're not supposed to let it in your house to give it a second time to do that. So how can they tell you that this person stole from you? They did this to you, and then you let them go to where they're sharing the food at? Like they don't say, right? Where they're putting their food in the big bowl to share. That's where you send these thieves, and you think they will go do something good there for you and not steal more. I understand and I agree that they need some civics education and all, but we all know that right now we're getting there. We're not there yet, right? With these people caring about the country and the people, they're just there for themselves, for the most. Only one of them there that really care about what they're doing for the country and the people. Mm-hmm. So we ourselves, all the electors over there, we don't have voting card. They're always insulting us. We're sitting here running our mouths. We can't vote. The ones that are there, they're supposed to be the ones to take that in their own hands. Like, oh, they're saying that nobody's stopping these people. So you should not go to the poll and go vote for these people because the money they come and giving to you. These are the money that they stole from you and bring it to you. They're not doing because a lot of people yell at, especially in my own county, I'm so disappointed.
But you could hear people talking about how much money this guy is giving out. That's why they are voting for him. And I was so sad. That is lack of education right there. But for you to say that you don't know what some roll mean, roll, you don't know what that means, and you like who was he a roll in the street and put him in a house? I don't think any of it. You don't need no education for that.
But I mean,
You-
what does this say? What does this say about democracy?
Democracy. The thing about it is that I agree. Everybody had the right to want to run, but there are rules and regulations, right? When you just take Zogo for instance and say, "Oh, go there and go run for as a representative," you have to have certain criteria. That's the whole part of it. And I'm pretty sure those laws are there, but they are not implementing those laws because the people who's supposed to do that are their friends or somebody that that also have that same problem that, oh, if I go ahead and push this law, oh, it might come back to me because what about my issue? And then somebody will go ahead and say, because I'm a criminal too, I don't have to do this. So it's really, really hard. Nobody's saying that, oh, no one. If you're clean, if you pass that or rules and everything that they got there before you run, there's no problem. That's democracy. You can do it. But if you have all those baggages on you, like everybody already said, it was never invested. You can't tell me say, oh, because they were never convicted. But how can you be convicted if you were never tried, if you were never investigated? That's the point to the whole thing. And how could you? The president sat there, and everybody talking about, oh, they should give him a plus because he what? Fire them. He wouldn't fire them because people were making noise. The US were making noise about it. You know, you don't give a damn about what
Former president make some
people
noise.
were making noise about it. That's why he did something because it was a heat on him. We don't care about what the Liberian people say. He always listen when the international community, especially the US, says something. That's what he acts. But the people who really truly voted for him, put him there, he didn't care for 6 years. They were crying, they were saying stuff to him. He didn't listen to them. And he never wanted to fire those people or even suspend them, but people was saying a whole lot. And the ambassador, the guy that led the ambassador that was there, he was right on his case. That's why we did that. He didn't do it out of conviction or like something he felt that was right for the country. He had to do it or the government, and it was gonna know. Because if he thought that was the case, he would have gone further. He said that he had a team set up to investigate these people. Who were those people on that team? And when did y'all ever see them doing anything about it? So it was just charade to make him look like he's doing something, he's serious about doing something. That's what that was. But letting them to sit, like you said, right now, GMB can do something, but he can do something when he get there. He can investigate these people. He can get the evidence and stuff and investigate it, and something can be done about it.
Now,
I mean, not from the house. I don't think they have the spawn to do it, but
we're about to transition now to our next discussion. But a very important one Alfred posted. Alfred is backstage. He's asking me to put Raymond in the back. That somebody that dying can be dragging somebody. But listen, Alfred posted something very, very interesting. He said, Article 38. According to Article 38 of the Liberian Constitution, it says each house shall adopt its own rules of procedures, enforce order, and with the concurrence of with the concurrence of 2/3 of the entire membership, may expel a member for cause. This law be activated by the people to their lawmakers if a resolution is brought before the legislature by the people.
So many people in the house.
The
people in the district.
I mean, it's like Mara, please don't make me crash. So one example is like the speaker thing we're talking about right now, right? The last time we're talking about Falanti Kofa.
Yeah.
All the conflicts of interest, all those people he representing, right? Well, Noka, the ex-president, soon to be ex-president, and all the other people that he representing. And then you go and make someone like that a speaker of the house who's supposed to preside over those issues and put those things on the floor to be talked about. And you think you seen all those people in the house already because some of them getting brown envelope.
No,
Oh,
no,
I
no.
think
There you're
Mr.
coming from with
Honorable
another
Kofa
point.
is a very
I mean,
prestige human being.
are
They
you
will not do
saying,
anything about
are
it.
you saying that if Liberians want the law to be applied in this case, they should not have a CDC lawmaker? Are you trying to a CDC speaker? Are you trying to drag this whole thing to the speakership, and why you think
Yeah,
the
I
speaker
am.
should not come from the CDC?
I am. I
Wow.
am
Anyway,
because if you put Fanadi
let's
Kofa,
transition.
right, as a speaker, if Fanadi Kofa becomes speaker, there's no way in the living world that anything would be done against my girl. And what's the other guy named Bill Twaway?
Yeah.
None of them. It would not work. It
Thank
won't
you.
happen. Or any
Thank you.
other sedition lawmakers or whatever. It would not happen. And some of those so-called independents, I don't even trust them. They just go on that banner of independent, but they all of them still smoke the same pipe. It's a sad thing for our country, but we can't stop, right? That's our country. We gotta keep pushing till the people get the message. They're trying, but they're not there yet. Because if they were there, we would not be talking about Bill Twiley and Natana McGill.
Thanks a lot. Now we have to move on. A lot of you here have read the document that came up today
May you start me first because somebody leave you.
regarding the sanction. Yeah, mobile moderator. Regarding this whole sanction thing. Should we say it came as a shock or as a surprise or what have you? Hence wants to make a point. Hence, when you're ready, you can you can let us know. You make a point via audio. Hence, are you there? Oh, okay. I'm getting okay, let me do this. Okay, Hans, are you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead. You want to make your point quickly just before we transition?
Yes, man. Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody. And I don't want to yell from y'all. You got no idea what I say. So,
Brandon, that's all my man. Listening to you.
Moba, I know the liquor clear from you, but just leave me.
Oh,
Anyway.
oh, Hans, you're live on the radio.
Oh,
Listen,
oh my
Mama,
God.
Nelson
is
the man said liquor. Liquor. Nelson losing up. He said liquor. It's not a curse word.
Nelson, the man I say king juice, oh, he said liquor.
I'm not saying he insulted Mama. No, that's
I
not
mean,
what I'm saying.
But
My
Nelson,
man.
so Nelson, so spoon, you will not take any sponsorship from any liquor brand in the country.
No, just leave Nelson. Yeah, you
So
my man, let me lay my point.
Come
the
on,
whole
Nelson.
expression about Mama is what I'm looking
You see,
at.
Nelson,
No,
Nelson,
Mama
know what he's
send me
doing.
a
They make
photo.
it all
No,
the
no,
picture.
we
Now
are
put it
very
up.
big. Mama sent me a photo on one weekend,
Yeah, see?
and
And I bet you have those pictures
anyway,
on Facebook
let's
as
let's
well. So it's not a secret.
Since
okay,
Thanksgiving,
Papa, go ahead,
Thanksgiving,
go
the man
ahead,
been what you call it. Anyway, general girls.
General
So
guys, go ahead,
the,
General
the,
guys.
this thing here about these guys not holding a seat or taking a seat. Listen, they there are separate branches of government, but as much as the United States of America put those guys on that sanction list and provided the documents, but the outgoing government refused to pick up the mantle to do the proper investigation. It does not mean that the incoming government cannot proceed with such. Everybody almost have said the same thing. So what gonna happen yet? That monies or those monies rather those guys embezzle. It was not Liberal money they went and pick up from the tree. That's what United States funding. So for the U.S. government and other funding agencies from Europe and what have you, for the U.S. government to put you on a list, you must have stolen United States government money, and you will be prosecuted. You will be held liable for that. They're not going to come to you individually because you work for the government. So they sitting in. That's why those guys ran to go and sit down in the Senate or the House so they can have this freedom, thinking that they're not going to come after them. But what the incoming government needs to do, set up all what you call non-governmental what you call organization or non-governmental inquiry group that will handle the investigation, right? request those documents from the United States government, Treasury, and State Department, and proceed with following the investigation. They will have to submit those to the upper and lower house. The upper and lower house can suspend or expel those guys. Then you have the Solicitor General of the Liberian government put those guys on prosecution stand where they will be held liable for their crimes in
Thank,
embezzlement and fraudulent.
thank you. Thanks a lot, Officer Hans. I know you're somewhere now. I'm hearing the sound in the background. I don't want to hold you long on the show. Thanks a lot. It was good having you on to make your input. You can always come back once you want to do that. Just signal us. Thanks a lot. The man call it in gone. The man on duty. But listen, we woke up to this information about the mayor. There are others who were designated as well, but we're not going there. We won't deal with the one that read on our feet. The mayor being designated for sanction by so it came up from the U.S. Department of the Treasury, and key amongst the things or the reasons why the mayor was designated, they said Kochi and his supporters have been involved. Now let me see if I can put this thing up. Is this one? Okay, so that's it right there. But depending on the gadget you're using, you might not be able to see that. But so the first thing is all the individuals that were designated, the overall violation is human rights abuses. Now, in the case of Mayor Jefferson Koji, they were a bit specific. They said he and his supporters have been involved in violence in connection with an opposition rally in 2022. In 2022. I don't know how many of you remember this, but this is the situation in District 13 when
yeah, I can remember.
it alleged that the mayor moved in the district when Colonel Kratopa her team had this stuff going on, their rally, the launch of their own campaign, and he moved there with the guys. Now, but over the time, a lot of people were concerned. Okay, let me not go there yet. So they said he and his supporters have been involved in violence, connection with violence. An opposition rallied in 2022, and they talked about students attending a memorial service for the Liberian president, former Liberian president, President Amos Sawyer, in March 2022, an anti-rape protest in August 2020, a student graduation ceremony in December 2019, and an opposition rally in November 2018. Koji has also engaged in corrupt acts, including bribery and misappropriation of state assets for use by private political movements and pressuring anti-corruption investigators to halt corruption investigations. Well, they say he's been designated for being a foreign person who was responsible for or implicated in or has a direct or indirect who has directly or indirectly engaged in serious human rights abuses, and for being a foreign person who is a current or former government official.
Now, see, is this Major Koji praying to go into jail? What kind of picture?
Nah.
No, Bibi, please.
Come on. So this is where we are. The mayor, we woke up to this information today about he being sanctioned. Now I want you guys to weigh in your thoughts on this, and maybe I would love to have George coming back on the show as well. But let's talk about this now. This sanction, was it a surprise? Did it come as a surprise to any of you here on set? With this latest sanction, what sort of now I don't even know how to go about this, but Moba, come in, weigh in your thoughts on this whole sanction thing, man. Moba, you no, Moba left us. Okay, then we're gonna move to okay, Moba, go ahead.
Yeah, let me just oh, for me, that whole sanction stuff I don't see it as a surprise, actually. Because the matter of fact it was delayed, it's not me that it was like it was coming to be a denial. We all know Javasi Koji. Like Javasi Koji, he get a lot of gangster, a lot of former rebel leader around him all the time. And somehow we get people in the city, the city police and the men and the drugs enforcement. We got people there. I talk with people, entity and stuff. And one of my friends working with the drugs,
you better be careful before you call name here one day.
No, I'm not calling name. I'm not calling name. I know him. Okay. I know. He like a brother to me. We do
okay.
things. When Liberia, he told me, he said, brother, let me tell you, half of the drugs thing can be going. Javasi Koji himself, he gets special gain that he put on the street. If you so bring certain amount of money or you do certain things, if you do it, right? Or for some or go arrest some of those people, he can only make call and release them. He said because of that, some of fear for our life, and also we don't care about the job, but because we want to protect ourselves and our family. So all these things, they don't even include that because a lot of people scared or afraid to come out. You understand? To say those things. I'm telling you. Now let's go to the violation of human rights. Look at the amount of look at the thing that happened to the embassy, opposite the embassy, right over there. Everybody watch it. Look at what this Sudala guy was beating, stripped naked, and he just then today, since that case was brought to court, what happened to it? The poor when
but now talking about what
look at we are living in 21st. Yeah.
Is there any reason why Mayor Jefferson Koji should be linked to this Water Sisulu case?
Because it was staged, my brother. All that thing was planned. It was pre-planned, and the only thing they were wanting to do that to carry to implement it. That's it. And we all know, you think the American people, look, people within city Jefferson Sacco bringing those information up with facts. They put not just come out and say we put in Jefferson Koji on sanction because we ain't like it. No, they put get facts. That's why they put say let government are coming in. If the government want to investigate, they are waiting to provide those facts so that the people can carry on investigation. If they men found guilty, let him be penalized. Let him face the weight of the law. Our country now is the country of law. So all the things Jefferson Koji did, I know that the Liberian people now, look, you know how many Liberians are happy because of this sanction today? Jefferson Koji did a lot in our country. And today he's walking free. Look at the last statement he made when you were having a press conference. He said a lot of things. And at the end of the day, he was only waiting for inauguration to put a lot of people outside. He has got a grade. And you know what? I just feeling for the people who associate themselves with him and carry all the acts. Today, some of them, we mark them by their faces. They will not come to America because their faces and some of their names are already in the book of America, in the file read to the embassy. You can't come to America, no matter what. If you make a second away and come here, there's a sheet they will give you, and when you feel that sheet, you lie on that sheet and the police investigate, you go into jail or they deport you. That's it. They just mess up. Look at the guy from the CDC. The other guy that went and led a lot of gangs to carry on the massacre and other stuff here in Jefferson Koji. All the people in Kohu. That's something that Jefferson Koji, that's what I want. That one the American government were perceiving. They said Jefferson Koji and his guy or his gang. They all, although they call names. Yeah, I'm not about saying this, right? Although they call specific names, they only emphasize on Jefferson Koji alone. But then Jefferson Koji come with gang. All those gangs, guess what? They will be investigated too. They may not be investigated now by us. I mean by the Americans, but they'll be investigated by the government of Liberia under Joseph Imabwaka.
Now we're gonna move over to BB, but let's listen.
I want to say to you, young people, partisans across the land, remain kind. They are trying to provoke you. Any situation called upon us and say such a thing is happening in our community, you can rest assured of it. An immediate and effective response.
Manda!
We are now.
We are one party. We are one party. Mexico is talking. Mexico is speaking.
Don't be deceived. Nobody can tell you yet. Nobody, no soul yet. Everything that been expressed is conspicuous bluff, being entertained by their followers. It is a way to entertain their followers. Because they know you have a country here, you struggle with your 1%, and you can say, and the group of people that will can chicken out. You don't know them.
Yeah, let me conclude by saying this, right? Yeah, let me conclude.
I was just about leaving you. I thought you even.
Yeah, I was leaving. I can go
But Mama, this is the thing. This is the thing.
Let me just conclude on this.
When the folks spoke of he having a gang. Now, is there any reason to link what we saw to the gang? Because
that's where I'm coming from.
He comes from a political party. As an influential leader, young person within a political party, he has the young people around him. Is there any reason to believe that what we saw is an example or maybe of that gang they were speaking of? Or I mean,
yeah, but
that's something missing here.
Yeah, you know that the day that Jefferson Coaching make that statement, or the next day, I think 2 days in between when that man carried that incident, when that incident occurred to the party headquarters, go do your calculation. So to tell you that, look, we'll tell the American government thank you, because those men who man, look at the short video I just watched, I think 2 days, a young fellow who sort of be thinking about his future. He's saying that he can get a mind and he's waiting to get into truck and ran on United Party people if they're celebrating.
I have that video.
Why would you say such thing like that in the 21st century? So to tell you the people mind, and all of them, we are marking our faces. We are marking our faces. We'll go after them with the law. We're not doing that, doing drug we are not regime. What they'll go to in there, they go kill you. No. Our own will go by the law. Because every country, the law is the pillar of that country. Without that law, your country is nothing. And we saw it on our judge. We are government.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Moba.
So we just excited, man. We tell the American thank you. At least they can have more names or man.
Now, let's hear from BB. BB have been sitting quiet.
General guys, I will join you when I get home.
Okay, go ahead. Let me have Moba removed so we bring someone in. I see Maggie is trying to join in. Okay, but you can go ahead, BB. Let's hear you. What do you make of this whole sanction thing? Did it come as a surprise? To what extent is this even sending a message? Let's hear from you, BB.
Yeah, I don't think it comes as a surprise. I think because of the behavior of our leaders for the last 6 years, I think that's why most of us are on this platform. All of us are on this platform. We all have jobs. We're professional people. We have a lot of things that we could be doing, but rather we are here advocating and wanting to throw lights on like we're moving in the right direction. So no, it's not a surprise. And I don't think it'd be a surprise to anyone in Liberia, because we saw like these brutal behaviors, this division of people. Like we heard the mayor spoke about, if a CDC person call and tell us anything going on, we'll go there, we'll send forces or something like that, he said. Like as a mayor, your job is not to protect sedition. Your job is to protect the people of Montserrat County. That's your job. It's not to protect just one group of people or a gang of people or whatever. So, I mean, it's not a surprise. He says so many things to incite violence. And you have to understand the United States are our biggest ally. I know I saw somewhere on social media today and people are talking about, oh, America, y'all got all the teen in your backyard. Y'all worry about our business. Yeah, they have to worry about your business because our eating boy in their house, we invited them. They live in our country. They have our embassy there. They have investment there. They give us a lot of money. The biggest donation out come from America, the United States. So, when we put ourselves in that position, when we don't want people to look at us in that way, we need to hold our ground as a country, as a nation, as the people, to be able to govern ourselves. Obviously, we can do that. We continue to put people like Jefferson Koji and the wrong people in power to be able to lead our democracy, and yet we're asking for change every single day, but we're still making the same decision. So now saying the Liberian people is not a surprise that all of this evidence are coming out. And remember, these things are, they were very detailed, right? The list is very detailed. They went down and saying exactly the what and and the why they are sanctioning this person. So they have a lot and I think right now the American embassy is really passing the baton to the leadership of Liberia. Say, here is the baton. It's up to us now as the people of Liberia, our government, our justice system, to be able to take that baton and take it to the next level, into the finish line, and help the Liberian people. I hope that we don't sit on this and bring, like Stanton would say, tabata talk into this, because this is serious business. We need to start holding our leaders accountable. We need to make sure that we have people with integrity leading us. Because remember, we don't want to go to a nation or are people of corruption. We don't want to go to people that will be mistreating other people with human rights. We want to be able to put people to lead us that actually have integrity and want change or doing the right thing. So I'm really praying the Liberian justice system and the new government really take the opportunity to take that baton and do the right thing and use all of those evidence and take it to court and make
Now,
sure.
what has happened with this latest action, BB? What's your prediction? What do you foresee? What do you think is going to be happening next? I mean, with the latest action from the U.S. government.
I mean, I think more is going to come because a lot of this behavior and things that was pointed out are things that we've seen other leaders within our space are doing. So if Jefferson Koji can be pointed at, can be sanctioned for this, I'm pretty sure there are more to come. And also really, and I will hope, like I will keep saying it. I know, the new government is going to come over, but Jefferson Koji need to resign. He needs to resign. This is a very huge allegation. There are factual things. Like I said, the people went very in detail of listing the things. So he needs to be able to resign to show morals, right? Integrities, and being able to buttress the responsibility of who he really is as a mayor. Don't
Thank
just
you.
sit down with it and be quiet about it, but really take an action on this. Speak to the Liberian people, and really, he's not fit to be there because all these allegations are just too much. But I do feel like a lot more are going to come.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Let's hear from you, Francis. Then we take Miss Cora.
Yeah.
Francis, did this thing come as a surprise? Let's hear from you.
Not exactly, but we saw from the beginning. A year or so ago, a couple months ago, a couple of people were indicted. So a lot of these things don't come as a surprise. It's just something that is new to Liberia, because our history in Liberia has been called elephant meat. Everybody come to call their own. But the level of corruption in this government, maybe because of social media and the information is readily available now, that's why we see it this way. But I think this is like the most corrupt government probably in the history of Liberia. And they have no respect. Sometimes even when they say when they rat biting your tools, they're blowing it and biting it so that you don't feel it, so they can keep nipping at your feet. But the government not putting any air on the Liberian people. That's the lack of respect they have for the Liberian people. They say, yes, we have the money, or we'll steal the money, and there's nothing you can do about it. They're blatant disrespect for the Liberian people. So now the US government providing all this information, John Ray say, you know what? How am I going to punish my fellow criminal? Let me leave it. So hopefully, Papaka, not even hopefully, because that would be the pressure are waiting for him. John Ray is small. The pressure are waiting for Papaka, John Ray is small. So when he come in there, he better go back to the US government and say all the evidence you have, give it to me. My justice department will prosecute these cases. If they are not guilty, fine. If they are guilty, we'll charge them. But I'm not surprised because the things that the people have done to the Liberian people, from building houses, from being broke and not even affording a one-bedroom apartment to now having apartment complex, having mansions. I'm not surprised that these sanctions are coming up because the American government see it. They see why they're hiding the money outside of Liberia. They see all these things and they look at the people and say, but the country is suffering like this.
No, but for instance, if you go back to the document itself, there were instances that were captured, that were listed. They spoke of the rally, they spoke of student gathering, and some of those gatherings, the mayor was not seen. He was not visible at some of those gatherings. Why do you think those occasions or instances are mentioned in the reason, they are captured in the reason why he's been designated today?
And that's part of it. And I won't be surprised if I even see a man like Carlos Gray on our list. Because Liberia has turned the banana republic. Look at Banga. That representative that ordered the whipping of the health care worker. Liberia is so lawless. If you are represented, you're a senator. An ordinary citizen, if they do something to you, go and press charges against that person. You don't have the right to order the flogging. You got a Carlos Grenade running around LU campus or running around the city with thugs behind them, have their own vigilante group in a country that's supposed to have law enforcement officers. These are the things that are happening. They're brutalizing of citizens. You see, that's how lawless things are. So that's why they are pointing these things out. They go LU campus, they go in communities, they beat people there. The police can't do anything about it. You arrest them and put them in jail, they walk to the police station. And the police officer will step aside and they will unlock the cell and put that person in the car. Like that's the video. Spoon showed the video. What the representative from Bonk County, he came. He said, "You're not touching my driver. My driver knee over there. Come on, let's go, man." And the other guy that's saying that calling names. He said, "Oh, the other person over there." Oh, and he pretended as though that man did not just do what he did by saying, "Come on, man, let's go." And they did nothing about it. So that's why the American government is putting these things out so that the government can say, "Okay, it's in our face. It's in our faces. Let's do something about it. Let's be shamed into doing something. Since we are not responsible enough as a government to take the initiative to protect our people, so let's cower and say, you know what? It was not my intention, but the American people brought it. So yeah, use the American people as an excuse to bring justice to your people. Shameless government. And when Obama cannot do anything, he will find out."
Wow. Thank you. Let's hear from you, Miss Cora, and then we will move to Raymond. You are muted. You are muted, Miss Cora. And
okay, I listen to everybody, and I want to say thank you. You see, people like Jefferson Kroji came up into the public light because of the way they started to speak, the way they say freedom fighter. They started to demonstrate in the interest of a particular person, bringing them to the spotlight.
And very
they did not come up,
what went wrong then? What went wrong?
What?
What went wrong?
because of his idea, his knowledge, the way he was educated into getting to the public society. He came up the wrong way. He did not go through the ranks of molding, the ranks of quality, the ranks of his personality did not come up professionally. It came up with aggression. It came up like the only way you can be seen and heard except you go out like a violently. So that is his kind of way he came up. But let me tell you something, people like that, I was responsible for employing in Maryland County. I had a very clever boy, very smart in the university. And this boy from high school used to go out, demonstrate, and speak out just the way crazy they behaving. He went for a job. I own a partner to employ. And when he came in there during the interview, and then he did well. He did extremely well. But his character, his behavior, after he left, they said, okay, we'll get back to you. And then, after interview, the panel can discuss. And I was surprised to see that MSF, all the people started to bring out this boy history, all the things he's been doing, that they cannot allow him to get a job. And then this is what happened to clergy. He's been monitored, he been watched, and people know that sometimes he's not out there demonstrating. But there are children who are speaking, the papi say we should do this. And if you listen to the kind of way Liberians speak now, the children, they are under the influence of a lot of things, substances. And they put the children in Zico. They put it in Zico, let it go out. And they get the money. So people are monitoring. There are people that are planted there. So they got a lot of information against him, against a lot of those people that are demonstrating, causing problems in Liberia. So for me, I don't see it to be anything strange. There will be a lot of things that will happen. There will be a lot of information that we don't know. They will bring up, and people will start saying they are witch hunting them, but they are forgetting they are under the watchful eyes of the international community. This is a small country. In Liberia, people will see it a bit small, but there are a lot of things that Liberia did in the international world that put us out there. Especially Liberia was once used as a base for the World War II in Cape Mount County. Liberia have done so much in the war, so much in the international war. It's just because of the 1980 war started to bring us down. But people still love Liberia. People still want to see Liberia coming up there. So if the youth that's supposed to be the future leaders of Liberia will start to behave that they're inciting other people to demonstrate and take away lives, we are sick. We are sick. So for me, I don't see it to be anything strange. There'll be a lot of things that will come up.
Just before we move to the next person on this, if you read through the document, there are instances cited, not one. They started with the 2022 situation to 2020 to 2019 down to 2018. All of those different happenings along the way, and from that time up until now, we live in a country of law. We live in a country where the system is supposed to work for everyone. We live in a country where if you went at the temple of justice, the statue of justice is blind. There's a dark cloth on the statue of justice indicating that justice is supposed to be served regardless of who's involved. Is there any reason from your perspective why the mayor, in the midst of everything that's been happening, in the midst of even the complaints that some Liberians have been raising, some allegations, some may be true, some may not be true, is there any reason from your own perspective why the mayor has never been summoned, questioned, or no action has ever been taken against him from the very get-go?
You know the structure of the government, the CDC government? The structure of CDC government is inserted or is embedded with people who been demonstrating and say, we've been talking for the government. We are the ones that brought you to power. And these people that brought you to power, he feels that he owed them. He owed the allegiance. So he don't want to bring them down. These are people that have been supporting him. From the day the CDC was established, before split with ANC, there were always confusion. And these people stood with Josh Brandon Weir when this boy they plenty talking about they call it Pedro when they went away with Orosho group when they left the CDC, they went out. Those people that stood on open, he felt that he owed it, and they felt that he also owed the government order, so they have right to become important people in the society. You took people from nowhere and you brought them to lead them to just get rid of them. It's not easy. And Opo is not the kind of person that's going to bring qualified people into the system. He only brought people that were nurse maker. Most of the people that he employed were nurse maker because they stood by him and they ensured that he got into power. So he felt that he couldn't get rid of them. So that's the main reason I can tell you that he couldn't do anything to a man like Jefferson Koji, because Jefferson Koji still is the person who stood the ground and caused us and got all of the youth. And he do have the youth under his control. Anything he wants to see happening, and we're happy to protect the open government. So open did everything to protect him. So that's what I can tell you. And I was in Bomi when the CDC was funded in Bomi, they had a big confusion there. And these guys that stood, they were fighting. People got wounded. People got wounded.
Thank you.
And Costa, they went away. I saw those people. I was working in the hospital there. So people feel that they can tell him, say, my man will die. A lot of people die for you. Don't turn your back on us. So that was why he couldn't do anything to any one of them.
Thanks a lot. Raymond, let's hear from you, and then we'll take Maggie.
So, talking about what happened today in the falling news. Lord Jefferson Koji, in the first place, should not be mentioned in the same sentence with the name mayor or the position mayor. Because what it takes to be the mayor of Monrovia, he lacks it. But how did we get here? Jefferson Koji was the youth wing chair of the CDC, where he had two paramilitary-like wings called militants, the Sabu and the Zebra unit. And during that time, even Heron Costa was a victim. All those who have strong opposition to what George Weah wanted, the CDC, under the leadership of the U wing, Jefferson Koji, will go after them. And we even saw the demonstration that led to a sedition death. Those guys had a blood-tested approach to political governance. And because of political patronage, George Weah made him the mayor of Monrovia. And so he continued the same trend, causing chaos. Yombli Kanga would have been a victim of Jefferson Koji today as we speak. She wouldn't have been a senator. When he went to Cornelia Crowd rally and people got hurt. He had been doing this time without numbers. In fact, as we speak, Jefferson Koji should have been long sanctioned. However, America took her time. Jefferson Koji is one of the reasons why the CDC-led government has been so chaotic. He'd been doing a dirty work for George Weah and the others. While in government, he could threaten other government officials, acting like, he's the dirty man, so he could do anything. And put CDC in a posture where young men could think that violence is the order of the day, even though we fought war and want to put our past behind us, But it's still causing that trauma that affecting a lot of young people where they're all agitated, every little thing. But he was just dominating it. And with the small money he got in government and all the corruption that were causing, we're using it to keep that fire at base. That, agitation, violence, causing other people who disagree with them, going after them. But we thank God today that, this precedent is being set, that those who might think that they can take that path but know where it leads to, and that we can strengthen our democracy. Look, having a political position and forming a political party doesn't mean that you have to hurt others who disagree with you. Everyone has a part to play in our political processes, especially election year, and every voice matters. Those who disagree with you, their voice is as important as yours. And the likes of Jefferson Koji and others will be set as precedents for others, especially if this government is coming to take power, what the people expect of her and even her partners. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Raymond. Thank you. Let's hear from Toure. Toure, go ahead, and then we'll take Maggie.
So, Nelson, thank you so very much. So, pretty much, that's the thing. You know, sometimes it's good to read. Reading is so good. When the State Department came out with that first release, that to those who gonna, you know, facilitate or become complicit of electoral violence and undermining democracy and all of its tenets in Liberia will be sanctioned. It did not say during election. Post-election, moving forward, Jeff, that's exactly what it was. And look, let me tell you this. Jefferson Koji was an accident waiting to happen when President George Weah picked that young man to be mayor. I absolutely agree with everything Raymond have enumerated. At the end of the day, as a leader, you have to put people in position where they'll be at their best and contribute what they know. But you can't just take somebody and put them in position. That's undermining the individual. So President George we are undermining Jefferson Koji. Because as a leader, you have to know. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, I'll go back to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, with all of the qualification some of her ministers had, Ellen Johnson did not just take them and put them in big position. You know, she sent them outside to go acquire, you know, necessary professional skill set. All right? Instead of just picking them up, this guy left.
Are you saying here that part of the reason why all of these things are happening, like Mayor Jefferson Koji, who, according to Miss Cora's talent, of very fine, promising young man, very influential, are you saying now to Ray that part of the reason why it's going this way is because some of these young men did not seize the opportunity to advance themselves?
Absolutely.
Is that where you're going?
Absolutely. That's where I'm going, Nelson. Because that's the thing. If you know better, you act better. But if you don't know better, what you know, that's what you do. Look, President John Maynard, we are conceded. Okay? Now, who's doing the talk? Who's doing the tough talking? Look at all of the CDC hierarchies. Have you heard Mother Molu say anything after these elections? Have you heard anybody?
I've heard people say something after the president conceded. This is the Assistant Minister for Correction at the Ministry of Justice.
Charitable and treasure to us is the mighty coalition for democratic change. So that's why we cannot compromise, and we will not compromise our party. We are here. It is our movement. It is our party. We engage the system. We like to say to you, Mr. Bwaka, you are not our president. Let us be clear to you, Mr. Bwaka. We want to say to you, Mr. Bwaka, you are not our leader. You are not our leader. The election was stolen by you, Mr. Bwaka. But you are confronted, you'll be confronted by us. But one thing we will acknowledge you, Mr. Bwaka, that the university students will offer free tuition. All public universities.
What?
What is
so listen, let me say this.
Can you imagine this nonsense?
No, guys, let's do this. This is
my first time
this
seeing
is
this.
the Assistant Minister for Correction at the Ministry of Justice, the man who is responsible for all the prison center, the correction facilities across the country. Eddie Terwale. This is Eddie Terwale. Now, so the president, few days after election, is saying one thing, he's conceding that the process was okay and blah, blah, blah. He recognizes Ambassador Bwaka as the legitimate president-elect of the country. And then, on the flip side, the president's lieutenant, an assistant minister, is saying that, look, Ambassador Bwaka, you are not our president. Anyway, that's another discussion for another day. But Toure, you can conclude. Go ahead.
So pretty much, look, Eddie
I
Tawale,
think that
saying that my president JMB is not his president. He have every right to say that. All right,
Exactly.
has every right to say that, right? Yeah, I mean, he could choose to say that he's not his
You're
president.
just as stupid, that's all.
But what he cannot say that the election was stolen, right? He cannot say that because when he say that now, he has to bring facts, okay? And he cannot substantiate that statement. So if he cannot substantiate anything, do not utter it. That's number one. Number two, I'm saying this. Uncle Sam had this thing on Jefferson Koji from day one. Look, everything that happened around the world, everything that happened in Liberia, Uncle Sam got evidence, all right? But Uncle Sam was saying, okay, let's see if this young man going to change. But everything Jefferson Koji, all of the press conferences this guy have had after election, it's all about inciting. It's all about, trying to go back to that base. Look, the election was stolen. This guy is now a president, right? If you say that, you are instigating. You are telling the people, look, let's get in the street. You are telling the people, look, they're trying to take your democracy away. We saw what happened in these United States when Donald Trump kept saying that election was stolen. What happened? People went to the Capitol building, right? We all saw that. We all saw that play out right here, right before our eyes. So if you're doing these things, they are not good things. And look, let me tell you, the severity.
Yeah, just to conclude on the same
right?
thing.
Jefferson Koji got this thing, and it's really bad. Because when America sanction you, America is not only sanctioning you. Every country that America does business with, they are all in it. So this day is not just one thing to say, oh, America sanction me, it's just America. Oh, I can go to England, or I can go to Canada, I can do. No, my brother. And all of these countries, you can't do business with them. There's no financial transaction you can do with them. That's what it is. I'm just perplexed about the fact that for a young man who should have taken opportunity to go ahead and advance himself, when President George Manuel Weah told them, let's go home, let's go prepare for 2029. Go to school. But they can't go to school because they are not made out of that. They wouldn't understand these things. Zekwe, right? So they reverted to go right back to the muye and the zekwe.
Now,
so we need to change that. We need
thank
to
you.
change. Let me tell you.
No. You're not telling me. You're not telling me. You're not telling me. You're not telling me. Now you're telling me that shit.
What I mean, is it
let's just have Touré to conclude.
Let me conclude on this. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a new sheriff in town. This new sheriff here. Look, nothing happened for nothing. JMB, they say when you see chicken intestine standing strong, that baboon's taking inside. This leadership is unprecedented. There are so many things playing that people are not seeing. This is a new Liberia. This is a new Liberia that is under the civilians of America.
Thank you.
Make no mistake about that. So everybody that think that they will do things the way they've been doing it before, you are joking.
Thank you.
I am so glad that when these people were being certificated today, Liberians were all over to celebrate them, right, Nelson?
Thank you.
The people, they are saying, we let you guys to go there and do our business. If you guys not do it, guess what? We'll vote you guys out because 50 of your colleagues not coming back yet. We did that.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Nelson. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Now, because
I
of
just
this,
want to ask something. That's sorry. I'm coming to you. Sorry, just a minute. I beg you. It's not even a minute. He came here. He committed a crime in the States. He was on deportation, and he came to Canada, and he started to work. He had all of his information. One so money. They collected him from here. The United States government collected him from Canada here. And they took him. So people don't think that you cause problem in America and sanction you can go in a country like that. It's not easy.
Thank
you.
So
I just try to put this in I said he just they just talking straight to Liberia from here.
Thanks a lot. Now, this whole sanction thing is serious. Imagine, as soon as the sanction announcement came up, our brother Josh went and cut his hair. The lone CDC representative on the show. As soon as the mayor Jefferson Koji, Josh went and caught Sabu for the first time in 10 years. Let me say welcome back to the show, Josh. We we are going to take okay, Maggie is done. Ture is done. Miss Cora is done. BB is done. Okay, so it's Josh and Amy.
No, I'm not done yet.
Oh, you're not done?
No.
Okay.
You
Okay,
said
okay.
after Ture.
Okay. So please go ahead, Maggie.
Why do you want to do that part?
You said it one way, then you won't go to court again.
This is not a surprise. To answer your first question, this should have been done long time. But we have it is here. This man, because he's a man. I mean, he says about 30 years, so he's a man.
No,
So he was part of the whatever his age is. It's none of my problem. Part of the first family, like George Weah's son, even George Weah's son. Um, the way he moves, he talk. Somebody who barely used to even get US when you say $1,000 and you gave him a whole city to take care of. No knowledge, nothing. I just saw my mayor the other day. I went to a conference and he walked, she walked with two other person, just walking past. But see when Jefferson Koji walks, see the people that behind him, see how they dress, just the gangs. Like, I mean, the whole system, our country was turned outside down the past 6 years. For us to have people in position like that is sad. America, we tell America, thank you, but this should have been done long time. He shouldn't have been even as a office boy over there. For you to have a whole major, have this, I don't know, for me to even think that I had someone in Liberia called Jefferson Koji as a mayor, having people with master degree calling him mentor. You see, when you dress the king, and even when the king naked and you still praising that king, you make that king powerful. Our people make him powerful. I ain't fin don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Our people make him powerful. They make that boy powerful. Josh, don't talk. Josh, hold on. Hold on. You brought your black man shit here. So it's so sad that we even talking about Jefferson in our position. I rest, man. Sad.
Oh, you rest? So, but Maggie, the point here is, from your own point, from your own perspective, let me not do it like I'm taking it from you earlier now, because I gave you the time, you exhausted your point, but
finish. I ain't finished.
What?
You asking me question? Well, hold on to catch my breath. I ain't finished yet. You asking me question? No, ask the question. You ask the question. Ask the question.
Okay, so let me say this, Maggie, from your own point, right? From your own take on this, from your own point of view, with all of the instances that were cited in this particular document, all of these things happened right here in Liberia. Is there any reason why you think the mayor was never summoned, whether by the legislature or even by the court or whatever, based on all those different allegations or issues that were brought before him? Is there any reason why you think so?
Um, yes, because these people are apparently they love their lives. Because if you see the people behind Jefferson coaching, it's like a death squad. It's like people that ready. You can see that young man that was talking. See the anger in his face. See the blood. You can tell that if someone say in front of him, he can take a knife and dagger in that person's hand. See the way he was talking. See when Jefferson talking.
Thank you, Maggie.
It's so sickening that
Thank
we
you.
even have people like that in the country and nothing have been done. And I hope when, like that, and my brother Francis said, when JMB, on January 22nd, take that
Thank you, Maggie.
gavel, if it
Thank you,
doesn't
Maggie.
prosecute these people, we
That's all you get.
going to be on the same platform calling him to the book.
Thank you,
They
Maggie.
need to go.
Let's take Josh, and then we'll take Amy. Amy will take us home on this. Josh, let's hear you. Let's hear your take on this whole sanction thing, man. And you are the lone CDC representative on the platform here. There are other folks that are coming on as well. They will be joining you. But listen, Josh, you woke up to this shocking news, man. I don't know as to whether it's even shocking to you, but
My brother in the dark.
Miami. Miami.
Yeah, I'm on as a man curry.
And Josh, call Aricos. Call Aricos. Nicore.
But go ahead, George.
George, go ahead.
Josh, call Aricos.
Maggie, I like the joke, but it's on you. But yes, what I want to say, right? I know we have all over the place with this sanction thing, where some people are talking about Jefferson Koji is not educated. He shouldn't even be this person or that person. Look, we all just need to deal with the issues that dealing with personalities. 9 U.S. presidents did not graduate from university. Some of them not high school, including Abraham Lincoln. And if you come in and think that you just bamboozle us because you completed high school or you completed university, so we should all bow down, in shame and say, oh, because Jefferson Koji this and that. No, that's not the issue here. Let's look at what Jefferson Koji is accused of. Look, and I'm not here to back anyone who has done wrong. If Jefferson Koji is actually found guilty of these things, if he actually did these things that he's been accused of, come on, let justice take its place. But we will not sit back idly while we allow injustice to prevail, only because we are afraid that we ourselves will be in trouble. I'm not afraid. I will say it. I want to make sure that these charges that have been levied against Jefferson Tamakoji should be judicially proven, and by which we all agree. And look, that's why they say injustice. One place is injustice everywhere. I would not sit down and say, oh, because they accuse him, so he's guilty. And other people will come and denigrate him and say he's not even high school graduate. He should. No. Let's look at the issues that are being spoken about. So we can come here and say anything we want to talk is just free. And I'm the lone person here who supposed to be speaking about CDC, but I'm not here also to just talk about CDC. We have Liberia to protect. They said town trap is not for goat alone. Or
Rat
alone. Yeah, thank you.
That good is a trap for now.
Yeah, it will be, yeah, okay. Yeah. Amy, I'll deal with you later, but let me finish this first. The thing is that town trap is not for rat alone. If you think, I think I sent a video today in our chat room, and I think people watch that video. And look, you might have different interpretation of that video. You can say anything you want to say. But look, when somebody is being treated inhumanely, and then you sit back idly and say, oh, that I mean happening to, so I agree. Go ahead. But when the time comes, they say when they came, they say they give for the door. But who cannot say they carry door, but they start carrying the bottle pencil, carry window, and carry our commode from your houses. That's how the freedom fighters did when they came to Liberia in the 1990s. So it is just as clear as that. We have to base our argument on what Jefferson Koji has been accused of and what he's done and what he hasn't done. Today, I saw my sister Amy place a photo where they were Photoshop and put guns and collars in Jefferson Koji hair, and she actually believed the story. And this is the thing, and that's how people are falsely accused in our society, and then we just go by it. They Photoshop him with gun in his hand, and the other one with collars in his hand, and he walking in the street, and people behind him, and she believed it. And guess what? These are the photos that will be put into evidence one day and said, "Yeah, the man in the street with guns," which of course is completely false. So we have to make sure that we speak to the issues and the exact issues that this boy has been accused of. Look, I don't support him, but yes, one thing I want to say again as well, that we believe that. Say that again. Did he try to interrupt me or something?
No, you're interrupting
Oh, okay.
yourself.
No. Okay, I thought you wanted to say something. So the thing is
You
that
don't support him. I said no.
I don't
Go
do
ahead.
what?
Go ahead. You don't get it.
Okay, I won't get it because I don't know whether it applies to me. So the thing is that we have to make sure that what Jefferson Kuchi has been accused of is not just some lies like Jerome Verdier says in America and just spew out some things that he gets investigator. The same man who say he had investigator who saw Valentina killing somebody in the Chief Justice house, he's the same way. He's not being caught. He said it in America. He lies all the time, and then people come on and say, oh. And guess what? We will not allow Liberia to be taken into the dark ages where people just say allow other people and then we accept it and then it becomes gospel. America is not heaven.
Thank you, George.
If I no, you are not the moderator. I will speak until the guy come back. No, you're not. Nobody better than you. That's not
is the
true. I'm not
moderator.
gonna say it.
And you know
America is not heaven.
George,
If
my brother, Nelson is not on the screen.
Yeah.
Amy or Moba, you should the co-moderator. So if they try to do the time, let's respect it and move on. We can't be disruptive.
Okay, let me finish what I'm saying. America is not heaven. America has gotten it wrong so many times. America went to Iraq, they said weapon of mass destruction, there was none there. They went to Afghanistan, they killed innocent people, nothing was there. They went to Libya, they stabilized Libya. Today, Libya is suffering the consequences of American action. That's why I will say this just to conclude. Nelson Mandela said it. Nelson Mandela said America is the greatest violator of human rights in the world. But today, they want to come out to be the ones who will police the world. We will not accept that. If it is on actual evidence if the finding is evidence-based, we will accept that. But we will not allow America to make us feel inferior in our own country and in our own thing while we know we are right. And stop interrupting while I'm still talking, please.
Man, George, you gotta give the floor to others. You can't hijack the floor.
Yeah, you can't just. I said
I did not hijack it. I did not hijack it. You've been talking 2 hours a day.
You can't come on the show and be disrespectful to the moderator.
Statements from you,
Raymond,
George.
I don't accept what you say. Just continue to talk.
Disrespectful to the moderator, man.
Yeah, I wish nothing were here to stop them.
Not here, so you want to disrespect me?
This is statement coming from you. It's sad for you to come on the platform and be speaking against America like that. It's very sad.
I will speak against America. What do you think America is? America is nobody, just like any other country. America is just a country. So, and guess what? They always got it wrong. Most of the time, they got it wrong. And I got to say it. Why do you think I would not speak freely because it's America? Why do you think I will not speak freely because it's America? There is freedom of speech. Amendment 1 tells you that you are free to speak your mind. I'm not kidding anyone. I'm not fighting anyone. And I will have to speak my mind. It is what it is.
We have to speak to our audience. You and Maggie are not debating. So let's speak to our
I'm not debating with other. I'm not debating with other.
Let's move on to the next
my
person.
turn, George. Can I speak now?
Yeah, go ahead, Amy. Go ahead.
So, it's funny how everything we need America help for. But when we're doing something bad and they try to say, then America don't own us. America is this. How can you compare a right situation with a human being? Like everybody, we don't even need America to tell us about what Jefferson Koji has done. If the law was working in Liberia, Jefferson Kochi should have been called to order ever since. But why? He runs the court, he runs the justice minister, he runs the president and everybody. We don't need America to tell us what Jefferson Kochi has done in Liberia. You can say here, and tell us that somebody lying on Jefferson Kochi. Who is it, Jefferson Kochi, that will pick him up to lie on? As if nobody in Liberia knows what he's doing. Even us sitting over here, we seeing what he's doing. Look at the way this young man talks, like he runs the country. He's only a major for a city, Monrovia.
So you going to sanction somebody for talking? The way the person talk, you want to sanction them for that? You can't sanction somebody for talking. Exactly.
You don't want to
cannot sanction somebody for talking.
You can't come and beat
the man is talking. Then you say the way the man talking as well. The man should be. No, come on, man.
You need to stop. You've been
If you let me
disrupting.
talk, you will know where I'm going. I'm not saying because he talks, you should get arrested. No. So just relax and let me talk.
Raymond, respect yourself. If you want, if you don't speak to me like that, don't speak to me like that. Don't speak to me like that, Raymond, please.
Stop being uncivilized. You can't do that.
Don't speak to me like that. Don't speak to me like that. If I'm speaking, just
stop.
Please.
Okay, civilized and civilized. I just want to interrupt as well.
We have an audience to entertain. We have an audience to entertain. Come on now, this is a show.
Civilized.
This is a show. Let's act like we some kind of professional here, man.
You may not like what I say about Jefferson Kochi, but you're gonna have to listen to me to see what
Okay, so guys, let's do this, man. Let's do this. I muted you guys because I think we were a bit going out of order. We need to do this for our audience. Please, let's do this for our audience. Sorry, I encountered some technical issues, so I had to go off. Somehow I'll be backstage until maybe that issue is resolved. But George, did you make a point? I think I just turned the floor over to you when I
George
went
is
off.
done. He been done.
Okay, so I mean,
you got any clue how long you were away for that you think George will still be on the floor?
Francis, it's not for you to. Francis, it's not for you to say I'm done. It's not to you.
George, what is your problem? You cannot interrupt everybody here today.
Listen, while I was away, I mean, was the moderator, but it seemed that you guys were not.
George didn't play with me here when you left. He didn't play
with
with me.
The co-moderator, the
He dealt with me good, Nelson. Playing it back.
This stuff will not be happening.
Can I please come in for 10 seconds before Ami can come in, please?
Go ahead, Terry. What do you want to say?
So,
10 seconds.
Listen, gentlemen, George just tried to compare Abraham Lincoln.
Exactly.
With Jefferson
Kochi. With Jefferson Kochi.
I'm
George,
getting there.
Take that back, bro. You need to take that back. You know Abraham Lincoln standing in a world when you talk about U.S. presidents?
That's what I'm saying.
You don't even know who Abraham Winter was. An inventor.
Guys. That's why. Amy, please wait. Give me a second, Amy, please. Let me tell the guys something, please.
Intelligent question of
Abraham Lincoln. Your time is over.
Raymond, just hold on. Let me tell Ture. Hold on, let me tell Ture. You see, that's the problem with us because when people say things, we just take it on the surface. When you're comparing two things, you compare them in one way or the other. So I can say, like, Raymond is a human, I'm a human, we can be compared. You cannot compare Raymond with goat. But if you want to compare goat and Raymond, you will say Raymond is alive and the goat is alive. That's a comparison as well. I'm not saying that they have the same quotient. No, I didn't say they have the same intelligent quotient, like IQ. So I did not say that. I said on the line of education, 9 United States presidents, 9 of them did not complete college.
Education.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't mean credentials.
Then don't argue that this man is not educated as well.
Have we been talking about
this output doesn't prove an educated person.
It doesn't matter. English is not our first
Abraham
language.
Lincoln was an inventor, George. Are you one?
Oh, come on,
you
man.
know the papers Abraham Lincoln wrote? Have you written in it?
Okay,
I'm not
guys.
argue with you. I did not compare myself with anyone, so I don't know what sense you make when you say that. No.
I don't know. But okay, please go ahead now, Ami. So, but why the guys just took the whole thing for Ami and they just run away? I mean, just watching the guys.
No,
Well,
you got a
give me the
disruptor
button.
on
If
this
you give me
show that
that
you're not
button,
putting in
I would have
check.
pushed that button ever since if I
Whenever
had
George
it.
comes, George have his will
Okay,
and
go
do
ahead.
anything, and you don't put him in check. That's the issue.
So
We will not allow him to run the show in your absence.
I wasn't on the
We'll
show.
stand up
How
to
do
him.
I put George in check? I just told
So
you
when
that
you
I had
come,
technical
the
issues.
very first thing you came after
Nelson,
George has
let's move
spoken
on.
forever,
Let's move on.
disrupted your co-host.
Okay.
You came and you still gave him the floor.
No.
Amy,
I
please
was
go ahead,
asking
Mama.
a question. I mean, go ahead.
Okay, so I know George, you know, made me lose my thought. You think everyone is lying on Jefferson Kochi? You going at the United States government, or you would not sit there and this. No one is ghost hunting or witch hunting, however you call it. Anyone. We don't need the U.S. government to tell us what Jefferson Kochi has done. We Liberians have seen what Jefferson Kochi has done. You can sit there and be in denial all you want, but we know it. Okay? And you coming and being disrespectful to the United States, talking about, oh, we don't need the United States was a place that your president will come in all the time begging for money. Most of the money that the so-called Kochi them all took that are being sanctioned for, the United States gave them that money. So if you can do your own thing and do whatever you want with your own country's money and do whatever, and you don't need the United States was the same old people. He was starting to help them to clean the city. He's the mayor. The definition to him is to be the gang of the killing squad and not taking care of the city. Everyone sees that. Only you. And nobody's stupid that somebody would just get up and say something about somebody and they just automatically believe it. You look at you talking about conservative, disrespecting that man, but you believe Jefferson Kochi. You believe he's an angel, but conservative is a liar. Can you believe yourself? And you say you're being objective? Yeah, no, you're not. You're being biased. And I told you, stop with that partisan thing and stop letting it get to your head and talk about Liberia. And stop talking about Jefferson Kochi and something. Jefferson Kochi did what he done. Everybody has videos for it, and everybody. You keep interrupting me, and everybody keep talking. But I'm not gonna pay you no mind. I'm gonna keep talking because
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Not 20 seconds. Okay, cool. I will take the 20 seconds because when everybody talk, when they interrupt so nobody will talk. I'm not gonna be that my sister. I will take the 20 second. But
you're not be that who will bag you.
No. Don't something. I'll take the 20 second and relax. Okay. But yeah, don't come in and tell us that somebody lying on Jefferson Kochi and this and that, and America is nothing. Yes, America is something. America is our greatest allies. America is who they listen to. They don't listen to the Liberian people. They don't respect them. The people that gave them power, they don't respect them. They respect America. That's why they take their family in from Liberia and bring them here. America is nobody. They will not be doing all of that. So don't even say thank kudos to America. And yes, we will investigate them. America don't just get out and pull out on anybody without them doing that investigation.
Yeah, Nelson, let me just say something quickly. Let me just say something quickly.
Let's hear from
Can
BB.
I add something? George, can you give me 1 minute, please?
Yeah.
And I just want to speak, George, to something that you say, like, who is America to come and say this? And I think you do have a right because, we are a country of democracy. We are entitled to freedom of speech. But I just want to remind you for a second. I remember that just maybe less than a month ago, the CDC people were very proud. CDC was very proud. MCC score. We had the highest thing on the MCC score.
Thank you.
You know what the MCC score is? These are some of the things that they're sanctioning you guys for, right? You're so proud of MCC scores. These things are put in place. So these policies are put in place to make sure that you guys are doing the right thing. When they give you money to go ahead and you say, I'm going to go ahead and do this big initiatives. That's what the MCC score is. So you cannot come cry at America or make America or no factor.
No factor in your country. No.
That's what
So BB, you got a point. BB. Yeah, BB, you got a point. But I will not delve into what he's saying.
Let me finish my point. Then I got a point.
Okay.
Right. So it's really their commitment is really to be able to all of these different policies to make sure that we are holding them. We have good strategy for them, and human rights are part of it. So I'm sorry, but you got to take that comment back because a month ago you were very proud of it. You were very proud
Thank
of it,
you.
especially
Thank you,
you, George.
BB.
Yeah, so
George,
Nelson.
George, we're giving you just 30 seconds because we have a
Nelson,
call.
please. If I'm the
Yeah,
co-moderator,
thank you.
Josh don't need any more point. He has spoken
Oh,
enough.
come on, Amy. Come on. So here's the thing, guys. And BB, you got a point. Look, there are things that bind us together as democracies around the world. And I agree with your point. And that's why I'm not going to go after you. But what I want to say is that we expect that the Waka administration investigates and prosecute whoever was sanctioned in Liberia. And that will include Prince Johnson. If you're going to leave Prince Johnson, because he
No,
was
but
sanctioned as well by
why
the
you
United
starting with
States.
Prince Johnson?
No.
Why?
I'm not saying start with him. I'm not saying start with him. But if you are indicting them, all those who were sanctioned by the United States, you have to indict Prince Johnson. If you don't do it, then that's what we call witch hunt. That means you're picking among the people. Prince Johnson was designated way before these guys were designated. So if you're going to jump over all Prince Johnson, all those things that come to this guy, that's why we'll refer to as witch hunt, and we're going to get in the streets and make sure that changes.
In which streets?
I
Okay,
need
let's
20
take few
seconds
calls on the
too.
WhatsApp line. Let's take few
So,
calls on the WhatsApp line.
well, you're going to have to
let's
give me
take
that
few-
20 second first.
Thank God the high water truck we're taking the key when high.
Let's take few calls on the WhatsApp line. So we have the numbers on the screen there. Which
Nelson, I'm gonna give
Wait.
it. Okay.
Yeah, so let's take a few calls from our folks following from the WhatsApp number that's showing on the screen, and then they can make their points. Let's see if we can take this first call here. Hello. Okay, we lost that person, but let's take this one now. Hello. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, morning. Can you reduce the volume of whatever you're using to monitor?
Is it okay?
Okay, it's much better. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning. Go ahead.
Well, I'm Jefferson, like calling from my purple corner.
Yeah, let's hear you.
I heard you speaking of Prince Johnson session. When Prince Johnson was session, when Prince Johnson was session, you see, when you come in George and you're giving us information, you should be exact. Prince Johnson was session way down the line before even becoming senator. But now you want to bring Prince Johnson up.
No, like Prince Johnson was sanctioned while serving as, in fact, he was the chair on defense, and he had to step down from that position. I think he stepped down or he was removed, or one of them.
He was removed.
He was sanctioned down the line. He was sanctioned down the line.
Go re and come back.
You want to bring it out.
Okay.
You see, he telling me go read.
No. Forget it. You're not here, George. Thank you. Let's take
But
Chris.
Nelson, we got to check the panelists from interrupting when the callers are talking. This is not acceptable.
Yeah,
we
please
can't be
don't do
sitting
that.
on the show and our panelists, co-panelists, be doing it.
Hello,
Gotta be
guys.
off the
Just mute. All of you, just try to mute. Hello, you're live. Let's hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, you're live.
I'm calling in regard to George's statement about America. They always get it wrong. They always do that. You do not need America to know what Koji does. I live in Stockton, California. Now the world is smaller than you think. We watch all of these things on YouTube. I was shocked as a Liberian to hear Koji, the way he addressed the people, motivate unnecessary riot. If Koji is really not go to school but educated, watch Alari Toba, who were in LU at that time, watch H. Wemer family, even Gabriel Bacchus Matthew. It was not rude, disruptive, daring, had the audacity that he has. So you do not need the American, the whole world is watching Koji. And the America is talking negative about Koji got his family living in America.
Thank you.
So he knew definitely what he was doing is wrong.
Thank you.
Nobody should defend Koji for abuse of human rights.
Thank you. Let's leave it there.
Obvious.
Let's leave it there and take another person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where? Oh no, we lost this person. So we take 3 more calls and then we wrap up. I see a lot of folks trying to call in. Let's see if we can take the number is scrolling there on the screen. You can just call via the WhatsApp. Hello. Hello, you on the line?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, hello. My name is Momo Tule, and I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Tule, go ahead.
So, I've been listening to you guys, religiously, and I agree with almost all the opinions of the panelists, except for the lone sedition on the show, and I understand why, he's jittering, but back to the point. This behavior of Jefferson Koji, it has long been overdue. This thing, some of us weren't surprised today when that ruling came down on Jefferson Koji. What I was surprised at, why did it take so long, to bring this ruling on this guy? Jefferson Koji is, the CDC, let me just put it on the whole city. The entire CDC administration has been, behaving as though they were saying opposition. All CDC knows is militancy, rather than you don't have a lot of intellectual in CDC. Even the few intellectuals that are in CDC were being ostracized by the militants within CDC.
Okay,
so they weren't even given the chance to even govern. So let me just conclude.
Yeah.
So
just conclude on that. Yeah.
This pronouncement today was a win for the people of Liberia, and that the people of Liberia should continue to celebrate because the more sanctions to come down on a lot of government officials, and the lives of Fina Bono and the lives of Samuel Twe and few others will be up by next week. They're going to send down rulings on them, and it's going to be bad for them. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Let's read it and take the second to the last call. Hello.
Man, that's my boy Momo there, man, from Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's great, Turi. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Jacob Kanaka. I just want to say something to Josh. He know that he know that his status can be cancer. Just for saying that America is not nothing.
Ah, man. No. Listen. Okay, no, guys. Josh, please mute. Josh, kindly mute. Josh. Now, where do you know that Josh is? Where is Josh?
Where he is?
Where is he?
I don't know. Whether Australia or where. You know that his status can be cancer.
Why do you think his status can be
America
cancer?
is not nothing.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's go there and take the final call. Oh wow, we lost this person. Okay, so I think we'll hold it at that because it appears that we're having a little bit of issue here getting our folks on. Somebody is already giving the location and say Australia. George, you in Australia or in Liberia? Where? But I think we can do our closing now, guys, because time is fast spent from my end here. Let me squeeze in success. This final person, then we'll go. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Felix Oka calling from China, to be precise, Dalian City.
Okay, let's hear you.
I think I have a problem with George. I think after my research, I'm going to research on the name George. I think the name George, I think I have an issue I will have to check. Because you cannot come into power as a ruling government. You came into power, you created past administration that is scored 80%, 85%. You left all those people that before coming to power, they had sanction before coming to power. You got into power, you didn't audit them, you didn't prosecute them. You have a new administration that came and said, I will prosecute those who are working in this particular administration who have been wrong in some way. And then you're trying to refer the new government to the past government that you're supposed to audit, and you never did. You're supposed to prosecute, and you never did. But you are holding the new government accountable to prosecute the old people, and now you're calling it, if they don't do it, it will be a witch hunt. How can you reconcile those two things? You came to power, you have all right to audit these people, you never did. And then this person come in and say, I will audit you. Then you say, if you don't audit the past people, it's a waste. I think you are the one have the problem, because you cannot suggest someone to audit someone that you're supposed to audit. You cannot suggest them because you feel you are doing something wrong and they coming after you. And then you want to say, oh, if you don't do this, it's a wish home. Judge need to be questioned. The name judge need to be researched and see what's the problem wrong with that.
Okay, thank you. Success for that. Sorry, the final one, very final.
What's your more callers, please?
Hello, this person.
Hey, good evening to everyone.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Quickly, I just want to make my
input. What's your name, sir, and where are you calling from?
Oh, okay. My name is Roland Yima, and I call for North Dakota.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the issue of Koji, I think it would be more prudent that Koji resign his position, because we know that it might not be that important, but in order to give some face to the government, so that he will do the right thing, the honorable thing, like the other guys have done without pressure. He can resign and allow somebody else to step in so that the government can begin investigation quickly. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. We will hold you there. Okay, so I think we have to go now, right? So we can do our closing. Let's start with Miss Cora. We'll take Maggie next, and then Ture, Josh, Francis. Let's do that. Go ahead.
Okay, I would like to say thank you. I really enjoyed the day. And I just want to speak to the Liberian people. It's about time that we learn the importance of our people going to elect into office. Most time we allow money, we allow sympathy to cause us to vote for the wrong person. We've been doing these things, especially the worst thing we have ever done. We've been listening over the period about people on being placed on sanction, and then we voted them into office. This is not a good thing for Liberia. This is not a good thing. We need to stop it. Every day, some of us watch you guys go to Nathaniel Magay things, you go to other people's things, and you feel so embarrassed because they've been helping you, and you feel like if you don't vote for them, you go there, they will not be able to do for you. No. You got to look at yourself and know how important you are. Stop voting for people who will not serve the Liberian people but their own interests. And I want to tell Josh that you smart, but don't always make it look like your interest should go against the majority of the people. You like to stir up noise for people to say, oh, this is it. Even you look at the right thing and you decide to just go against it because you want to bring out our points. You got right to doing it, but sometimes I want you to check and see what are the right thing you are doing. And to every one of us that continue to build the awareness and sensitization amongst our people in Liberia, those will help us to improve the mental state of our people, make them to understand how important Liberia is. So I want to say thank you and good night to every one of you. Thank you very much.
Good night. Nelson, I think you skipped me.
Oh, you won't go?
Oh, but I second. No. Yeah, I can go.
No, we okay, yeah, okay, but then go.
I thought you were going order, but if not, okay, go ahead.
No, I'm not. Yeah, we're not really going in order. Maggie, please go. Maggie, my time said though.
Okay.
Wow, Maggie,
you're muted. I said that baby said she want to go.
No, Maggie, you
that
can
baby go ahead.
We're not going in a specific order, Maggie. You can go.
Okay. Okay, so let me just do my closing. Then I just want to say this is a beginning. We should have been saying that the likes of Beatwawe and Mr. McGill not even contesting. I remember when the others, I mean, the people that are running against him, they came together like a group to talk to the people of my giving and educate them the importance of the sanction and why they should look among them and elect someone from them. It could be any one of them, but our people decided to give Mr. Miguel de Gava for to be a senator. Sadly, now we see this new development with Jefferson Kochi, and we pray that our incoming government, because I know that we are government not gonna even start the process. So when GMB gets in to start the process to investigate, ask for the document and see what like see the evidence, and we move from there. But things need to get back to order. Liberia is not a lawless country. We are a country that we love one another, and we should continue to do that. To have people that will terrorize our people is sad, and especially all the things that he has been accused of. I know my brother George disagree with the U.S. government because it's in his interest, but I know that you Uncle Sam would not put sanction on just anyone. I mean, for no reason. And he's one of the youngest in Liberia. And they will not just speak on a person who's trying to build up himself and put sanction on him when he have young family. It should be because of something that the people saw. And we Liberians, we saw the same thing that the U.S. government is saying today. So this is the right step in the direction. I'm sad that we deviate from our mental topic that we've been educating our people with, but I hope for that we can start tomorrow and start our new. I mean, start from where we stopped with the eating disorder that we were supposed to discuss since yesterday, and today is a different topic. So hopefully we can do that tomorrow.
Thank you, Maggie. Thanks a lot. And you're right. Apologies to our folks. Last night I had some issues. We had some technical issues from my end, so we couldn't do the show. But yes, we will certainly come back with a mental health discussion tomorrow. Thanks, Maggie. Let's hear you, to Ray. You are muted, to Ray.
Thank you so very much to our viewers, and you, the panelists, as well. I just want to say, man, let us not take for granted our personal contribution that we did to rescuing Liberia. I think that's something we don't really speak of. But it's really gratifying that every time I walk in the street of Pennsylvania, people recognize me, even in Walmart now, to rush up to me to congratulate me. So I mean, we did something, guys. We really did. But yeah, look, Liberia is in a good hand. Liberia is in a special hand. We know very well that our good days are still ahead of us. We have not even like scratched surface yet to what Liberia can become. All right. So I'm very, very looking forward to that, and I'm pretty sure all of you guys are. But yeah, man, let's continue beating this drum. Because if young people, if young people like myself and all of you here, we become that source of inspiration to our brothers and sisters back home. When we continue to beat on this drum of transparency, when we continue to beat on the drum for justice for not just the selected few, but for all Liberians, irrespective of your family last name or where you come from, right? That's the change that we're talking about, right? That's the change that we're talking about. And this is not, this is not anything for, like there's not a personal vendetta yet against Jefferson Tabakoji. But I feel like if we can get out of that space where we can actually, see our country, bringing people or holding people accountable for some of the atrocities and injustice they are perpetrated, against fellow Liberians. If these people, if we're not coming to total closure to some of these cases, then we're not only doing justice to ourselves, but we're also putting the next generation into a problem that we should have solved today. We should have solved today. So at certain area, I would agree with Josh when we talk about, like witch hunting or what have you, Josh, termed this to be. But it's not really that, right? Because at the end of the day, we all know when Madame Sally took over, the first thing she did, she audited Julie Bryan. And some people will say maybe through that process, that might have actually caused the Papa early death. And you know what I'm saying? That's what people are saying. But it was not friendly. But that's what she had to do. So, I mean, GMB have to do, because you cannot run a country. You can't just come get over the country without auditing. It's not a right. You judge, you know that. You know what I'm saying? So let's take that for what it is and not try to make anything out of this. That's the professional thing to do. Audit the government, know what you have and what you met in there. Because if you're not doing it, the next government will come again and will say, my man, what's up? Thank you.
Thanks a lot. So we'll take Raymond, and then we'll take George, and then we'll take Francis, BB, and Amy will take us home. So Raymond, go ahead.
I want to thank our audience and all the panelists who contributed tonight. Look, we are activists for good governance in our country, because when our country is better, it benefits all of us. But when it remains as it is, the likes of the criminal ones benefit, like individuals like Jefferson Koji, George Weah, and all the cronies who cause our country into a failed state that it is currently. And I want to thank our longest and our largest bilateral partner, the United States, who contributed so much to our peace. They had to tell Charles that it's time that you got to leave, and he left. And our country owe a lot. My parents, both my father and my mother, were educated by Peace Corps. Education in Lofa County, where I'm from, by and large, Peace Corps. And a lot of our government-owned institutions we have in Liberia were built with United States taxpayers' monies. These are the people who got us where we are. And so we are grateful to them that they can step up and stand up for our democracy. Had America not stood up, George Weah would have become the tyrant that he wanted to be. We heard words like benevolent dictator by people in his government pushing that agenda. Well, America told us during this election that we are watching closely and there will be consequences. And the heat caused other people to come up with concession speeches. And so we thank you. We are grateful. We are getting there. We believe that it's the dawning of a new era in Liberia where a transformation can occur, where our government can serve the people, where the people are the masters and those who are government officials are servants. That's what democracy means. It's the people that matters, the voice of the people that elect the leaders. So the leaders are subject to the people and not the other way around. Where the government money can serve the people and not a few persons who think they're close to the power that be. And this time we want to urge this new government that's coming in. Look, it's about the people. We, the people, got you where you are. Some of us, we don't belong to any political party. We stood up, spend our time, talk to our people, use our meager resources, contributed to your campaign in terms of finances and the likes. Now you are where you are. And what we deserve is good governance. What we deserve is that you audit this outgoing government. What we deserve is that you deliver the goods. We're trying to balance our expectation and be more realistic, but we also going to hold you accountable. We also expect that you do the right things. Anything contrary, we will speak.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. Thank you. Josh, let's hear you. And then we'll take Francis, PB, and me.
Oh, thank you, Nelson, and thank you to my fellow panelists, and for all those who are listening via radio or gadgets and TVs. I just want to say Thank you for being awake, especially those in Liberia this very early morning to be listening to us. Uh, what I want to say for my closing is very simple. I, for one, do not support any crimes to be committed against anyone. I was in Liberia a month ago, and I know how Liberia looked, and I know Liberia is where I want to be. And I spent all my life in Liberia, so it shouldn't be surprising to people and think that maybe George lives abroad, so everything is okay with him. No, I got all my people in Liberia, and that's where I want to be. But here's the thing: I hear people saying America gives us money, give us this, give us that, and so whatever they say, we should just bend down, and we should not question anything they say. And because I question when some people say my status will be revoked, and I will go back to Liberia. And look, if that's what you believe, then our world is in trouble. That because someone speaks their mind, or the manner in which a person speaks their mind, whether because of their culture, they speak with their hands all open, or they speak with strength, and you think because they speak with strength, they are guilty of crimes, and you can just prosecute them, you can do anything to them, then our world is in trouble. But I don't think this is the world that we're in, and because we are in a democratic society, we abide by the tenets of democracy that says that I can say anything that I want to say without harming anyone, or speak my mind, whatever I believe in, no matter how controversial what I believe in is. I demand to be listened to. I demand to be respected as anyone who will speak their mind. There's no difference between you and I. We can speak our minds. But if anyone thinks because Jefferson Koji speaks with strength and say sweat and blood, so that means he's guilty of crime, then you need to question yourself and why you believe such thing. Because we always speak in different capacity, different mindset, and different things. What we should be looking at is how what you say wrongly affects other people. And that's what we should be looking at. And that's how people should be judged by their actions, by the words they say. And that's why I'm here. And I will always be here to speak my mind. No matter how you insult me, because I see people insulting me and saying all kinds of things against me, I don't care. Because guess what? These videos will be online for the next 50 years to come. I'll be dead and gone, but my children will watch the video and say, our dad stood for something, even though it was controversial. People did not like what he said, but this is what he was saying, and this is what he meant. And people will listen to these videos. So I don't care if you come here and insult me. You're wasting your data and your time. And guess what? That data you're using to insult me, you should have used that money to buy food, but you use it to spend it on me to insult me. It's okay. That's democracy. Enjoy yourself. But what I would say is that what I believe and what I think is right to do. And guess what? I would say it again. America is the greatest abuser of human rights in the world, around the world. And they so do that. And they are currently leading us to go against each other in our own homes because they want to divide and control us. We will not accept that. If our people are guilty, they are guilty. But you cannot come to us and say whatever you want to say, and we just ban our butt.
Thank you. Thank you, Josh. Thanks a lot.
God bless every one of us.
Francis, go ahead.
No, you're not.
No, I mean, don't distract us. I beg you, please.
One thing I would say, I'm not even asking for a response, but George, you cannot tell our audience that they can use that money to feed themselves before instead of coming on here to insult you.
You cannot tell me what to say. Francis, say what you want to say. You cannot tell me what to say. That's why I interrupt you guys. You don't tell me what to say. You cannot tell me what to say. You cannot tell me what to say. You cannot tell me what to say.
Guys,
you say I'm telling you nonsense?
No,
guys. Your mind is crippled.
Guys.
Nelson, you know how to mute people.
Guys,
you
don't know what to say. Raymond, you are not muted too. Raymond, you are muted yourself. Raymond, don't do that. Francis, please go ahead.
So I will apologize to our viewers. Do not listen to that. Without you guys, will not be here. So, on behalf of the platform, I apologize for that rudeness. But however, I will talk to our.
That's nonsense. Don't tell me I said rudeness. That's nonsense. Francis, don't be stupid enough to tell me that nonsense.
You see what I keep
asking? Can you please put George in the back? Thank you.
Hey, guys, stop that. Listen, we we come up here on the show, thousands of people spend their time. Aside from those watching us now, there are thousands of people who will come back and watch these videos.
Are you telling
So
us or you telling George that?
We should try to avoid this. I don't know.
You
Francis,
should
go
be
ahead.
telling George
Just
that
in
now.
that
See,
lecture
No,
to
no, no,
know
no, but
people. You
please,
should
man.
be able to
You guys,
evaluate your
no,
panelists
yeah.
and you know who
But,
has
but
what
guys,
character.
let's stop the interruptions, please. Go
Not
ahead,
saying you should
Francis.
have said that to George. Everyone else will not interrupt, but George keep doing it, and we keep telling you, and he keep repeating. And some of us will not sit on the show and allow George to keep running the show in the wrong direction without speaking. That's when we speak.
Francis, can you go ahead?
So I
Francis.
will just conclude by talking about Liberian people like I started in the beginning. Please do not let these disgruntled wannabe thugs in our country to set you up to destroy your future. Because our legislative branch, they are so spineless. Bunch of weak people in our legislative branch that they will sit. You see in the US, when one member says something that is racist or vile, they sometimes kick them off of committees, or sometimes the party will ask them to resign. But you're sitting in Liberia there as lawmakers. You see folks that are Kara's grave running around with dogs behind them. But you're so weak, so spineless. You cannot even punish them according to the rules. So I'm telling my brothers and sisters, stop letting these people use you because social media is alive and well. It's not back in the day where you have to use Polaroid camera to snap it, take it to the newspaper. No. People going live, Spoon and other stations going live, and your images are being captured and it's on the internet forever. So do not be surprised 5 years down the line, somebody knock on your door and say you are being arrested or you are being charged for something. And I keep saying this. I'm not joking. I'm going to invest if they try to run a for-profit criminal system in Liberia. I want to build a jail cell. I will invest in it so that you criminals that be running around beating other people, throwing right because your Zebe group say they're mad, you should go and do it. It doesn't matter which party you are from. You will not disrupt the peace that has been in this country for a while. So y'all keep doing it. We'll invest in the prison system, and that's why y'all will be, and y'all will make us rich. So keep doing it. Don't let, if you look left and right, you don't see your Zebe leader brother or his daughter or her son. Why are you there? You don't care about your future? You don't care about, even if you don't care about your future, care about your children's future. Because all your Zebe leader there, that children are abroad, attending school, they don't come and rule your children. Think about it. They'll come and rule your children. And y'all sit down there, oh, that's my party. I don't care what they say. If they right and not right, that's my party. Those people that children, when they get sick, they fly to Ghana or America. You there to tell you go buy drugs from down the street. Think about it, man. What's wrong with y'all?
Thank you.
Say, oh, you're not in the country that why you're saying that's the reason why we're sitting because somebody won't come out home. But you will come out to that nonsense. Zigwe. What's wrong with y'all?
Thank you. Thank you, Francis.
Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. Let's take BB. BB, go ahead.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. All right. So how can I start? I think one of the things I wanted to say is that Liberians, we are at a very, very, very crucial phase within our democracy where we're at. But yeah, it's very determined. I think as people of Liberia, this phase that we're in being at is crucial. We are able to see if based on all of the evidence that in front of us, the things that we saw for the last 6 years, and like Francis and so many other people said, we're in the digital age. Everything we've been seeing, a lot of facts, a lot of videos, we saw a lot of things online. We need to be able to use that to move our country forward. And the question I've been sitting here just asking myself is how can I participate, or how can Liberian participate in governance? Like, how can we participate in that, right? It really starts with us practicing our democracy and voting the right people in. Being able to educate ourselves, and the internet is doing that for us. It's helping us, right? Like those different live video, we're hearing all these things, we're reading article, we're seeing things happening live, people are taking pictures. Let's use all of those knowledge and educate ourselves And when we're voting in our local elections, so far as our representatives, our senators, we're putting the right people in there. That's where we can start from. Because like I said, just sitting here and thinking, how can I contribute moving forward, being that we're at a critical place in our government. We need to be able to vote people of interest within our government, people of interest that's going to move our country forward, not people that don't have any integrity, that lie, that, full of corruption and all that stuff. So I really like bringing people, let's continue to vote, but let's continue to vote the right people in. And I will continue to say again, my man, Jefferson Koji, you have to resign. It just will help with a lot of ethics. George, the things that the U.S. government sanctioned the mayor for are not things that it just came out of nowhere. At least few of them, we've seen them on the internet. They're in live video. There are not videos that were cropped or edited or photoshopped by anyone. There are live sections speaking to the sedition, quote unquote, speaking to the people of Liberia or a particular group. So we've seen all of those things. So I really, really think that you need to address the nation and be able to step down. It's we need to hold our leaders accountable, and I think it will be the best thing for him to do right now.
Thanks a lot, BB. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. And then finally, Amy, you can take us home.
Okay.
Josh, why are you laughing? Amy is taking us home, and then you're laughing. What's going on?
That's my worst nightmare, Amy.
Oh no, Amy, can I give a shout out to Fix Electronics? There is a guy on YouTube, Fix Electronics. Thank you. Welcome for coming on board. I remember that guy during election time. You were all sedition. You used to cost everything on the platform. But today I'm getting a lot of compliments, and he's saying all good things about the upcoming government. So welcome on board. I think brother or sister, I don't know, but Fix Electronics. Shout out to you tonight. I see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fix Electronics got an open mind. That's good. So thank you guys for coming through and pulling up with our shenanigans while we're on here and every night. But yeah, like Francis said, without you, we won't have any shows. So please burn your data if you had to. We'll be here for you. BB just said all that I wanted to say, telling our people like how to vote, and it doesn't just stop with the presidency. The House, the Senate is very important. Those are very important places, but our people, we don't know, because these guys come around and give a little chicken change here and there. So we think they're doing us this big favor, and we just go and give them this responsibility that our future, our children's future, to make decisions. And before somebody can make good decision, they should have some kind of moral value that it can, something back on. Not somebody who don't care about themselves. Or somebody who have all these businesses, all these law firms, all these things to protect. My friends are in a government too. They got all these trouble. I'm that lawyer here and there. So I have to make law that suit them. Those are the kind of things that we have to. And they will not do it for you because they have all the baggages that they're carrying. If they change their laws or if they do it for you, it will affect them. So this is where we educate ourselves. Those who can read and write, you go pick up I'm pretty sure the constitutions is available, and things that the rights, what the lawmakers are supposed to be doing, that responsibility and stuff. You don't owe them. There's nowhere in your country that you're supposed to vote for somebody, then you be like the slave owner and be going to that door every morning, be going to that waiting for that cars to be passing by, and you there begging them. No, it's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to make the country better for you, for everybody, not just them, to have to be giving themselves all these contracts that come in the country. Instead of giving it to the business people, instead of giving it to the citizen and not foreigners for kickbacks, because that's why they do it. Those are the kind of people you're supposed to be researching and voting for. You who can read and write, you be telling your auntie, oh man, in the market, they puppet, be educating them on how to do these things. Like my friends are already saying, we are in a different world, different age today. Going on those days that people would just come and tell us anything, and we just believe it. It's all over the internet. Like we all, you know what we're doing here. We know what you're doing in Liberia. It never used to be like that before. You understand what I'm saying? It used to be like we have to write letters or we have to pick up phone. You have to go sit to the phone booth and wait for the calls. So I remember those days in the 90s when we had to call. But none of that anymore. You can do calling. You can see me when I'm talking to you. So all of those things, we can use that to educate ourselves and make our country better. No one is saying America is heaven or America is the Holy Bible. America had their own problem. But compared to Liberia, America's system works, okay? You have people here with problems, but they hold their people that lawmakers accountable. They work for them. The lawmaker work for them, not the other way around. We sitting here. We're from different countries. We come, we get people here, but we live in a better life than when we go back to our own countries. So don't let anybody tell you say America's so evil because they catch them in a cookie jar.
Thank you.
Because that's
Thank
the
you.
only time somebody would say America that wicked person. But when they ask you for money, when we're going, oh, that we need an international community, we do the other one. Who then we calling? Not America that we're calling. We don't know that they are evil at the time. So don't let nobody make you believe that. Nobody say America's are injured or when they say Bernard, me be your boy Bernard. No. But we all know these people will not put their integrity on the line to just come in and accuse somebody in another country. It's not a good thing for them because they can get criticized for that as interfering and doing all of that. Before they come to somebody's country and tell you, say that person stole your rights, they know what they're talking about. They got proof on it. Everything. And if you ask them, they will give it to you. Don't let nobody lie to you.
Thank you. Thank
Please,
you.
my people, call your lawmakers. We talking about speakership and all of that. That is also important. Call your lawmaker. Don't let Fanati call far. Be that speaker there. Don't do it all. Call them. Threaten them. You will vote them out if they vote for him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, but Josh, why I wanna thank you coming from again?
Since she said a good thing, I want to say thank you. That good English.
But I want to say thank you, man. I mean, thanks to you. I mean, thanks to you.
Richard, now will help JMB. All the things JMB promised you, if he can get it to the house, he will not be able to do it. So
let me
Then we'll put somebody different there. When you can't do it, we'll put somebody different there.
Let me say a very big thank you to you, Ami. Thanks to you, BB, for being here tonight. It's been a long time. Since 1 year now, BB, I can't show you. But thank you for being here tonight, BB.
BB, we know what Joe Parker, you know when you are.
So thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Maggie. To the man Raymond, the man who's always someone say Raymond looks Nigerian. I don't know how true it is.
Raymond, I'm Liberian. You can see the man. See the man. Hey, I'm Liberian man there.
Nigerian people.
Thanks for being here, Raymond. And
I'm 100% Lofian, my man.
We the number people, we not know you. We the number people, we not know you, my man.
You from Maryland? You from Lofa, man.
Let me tell you something, guys.
You get my last name, Wida. You did from Maryland.
Anybody can use any name. You from Maryland?
I'm from Yella District.
Let me tell you something. Thank God this show is virtual, right? If this was a physical interaction, Josh and Francis would have chosen some petit tonight, and it would have been a whole different case.
I'm gonna like that man Nick. I'm gonna like it, Nick. I'm gonna like it, Nick. You can't make it with me. I will like it, Nick.
Let me see how much go. You see,
Maggie, happy.
Look here. Then I'm from here. Look here.
I can have food, Josh. You eat a lot.
Guys, it was wonderful, man. Thank you, and have a wonderful time.
I agree with Cora tonight. From this platform, we want to say.
But because he cute, he can say muya. Yeah, one person.
George, I want to agree with my auntie Cora. You're an awesome human being. You're a Liberian. For that, we love you as Liberian. You're such a brilliant young man, and I really would like to tap into your intelligence. I think you can do a whole lot better.
Bibi, what is you going to there? No. Bibi, no, we interrupt you.
Bibi, I'm married.
Interrupt Bibi.
Didi, I'm married, please. I'm married.
You are pushing
Nelson,
it.
please
Pushing
let
it,
him
George.
alone.
All right, guys, good night.
Just bought
Pushing
her,
it.
please. Let
Thanks,
him
guys.
enjoy
Appreciate it.
Castiat, please.
Mama, BBO, she just trying to push you.
No,
for you
George,
to-
I feel like
But who don't know? Who don't know? I know
trying
that. Not
so
get a
hard
smart
to be
girl.
on the
No.
opposite side, but you just can't be.
Yeah,
That's
he
it.
just
That
when it
love for
comes to
you,
the
I
party thing, he just can't be something. But yeah, you're right. He's a smart guy. It's just the
smart guy.
party, the
I see you,
barrettes.
man.
When they put a barrettes on, it's a whole different ball game.
Hey, see these
It's
are
You
never
know when you touching,
complimenting
they
me
can
that
stick your ear in. Why can't happen to Josh?
But I want to say thank you, man. Raymond, thanks for being here.
Nelson, your
That makes
car ain't come back yet.
Don't
Josh
bring
ran
that
away.
current big- I'll produce on the background, producing from the background. That's all I
Yeah,
can
right. You're in the dark.
Nelson, meter empty. Meter empty.
No,
Oh,
my meter all runs down. What are you talking?
All right, I'll go.
No. Y'all want me to put my webcam on? No, let me put my webcam.
No way, no. Bye, my man. Enjoy.
No. I'll have to put this webcam on so you guys can know my.
That fluorescent bulb.
Where-
It's a battery light.
But I
That's
wanna
a
say
Chinese
thank
light.
you.
Nelson,
Thanks
go
a
back to
lot.
the office. You going back to the office.
Imagine that.
Can no, don't mind.
That's
Good
a
Bye,
Chinese
guys.
light.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Okay. So, well, folks. we
Thank
wanna
you,
say
Nelson. Bye.
Okay.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, right at the Southern Band.